Testing. I'm just testing. Hey, Sean. Archiacor, welcome. I'm just testing to see how many people come in. I want to make sure people are getting their notifications properly. So this is just a test. This is just a test to see if people are getting my notification. It's just a test. I don't think I will be having a panel tonight. I just want to see how many people get notifications. That's really what I want to see. As a matter of fact, I will drop the link since I'm here, even though it's a test. I will drop the link, but this is really just a test to see who's getting my notifications and who's not. Hey, Killer Swag. I'm just testing to see how many people get a notification for my stream, because I need to get down to the bottom of what's going on with my channel. So don't be afraid to comment in the comments. Get out of the clouds, guys. If you're here, chat in a comment. Let me see who's getting my notifications. You know what? This was supposed to be a test, but if I get a panel, I get a panel. I dropped the link. How would you know who was not notified? Well, I'm just looking at the numbers now to see if they go past 8. That's how I think I will know. Hey, Detroit, salute to you. Adult supervision says no notifications. If you didn't get notifications, how did you know I was live? If you didn't get a notification, how did you know I was live? Oh, so now you saw it. Okay, that's a good sign. So you got a notification. Hey, Clue, peace. Peace to you. He says double header. Okay, so it went past 8 this time. 10 viewers. That's getting a little better. Let me find out. I got shadow banned because of the word submission. That would be hilarious. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Adult. So you didn't get a notification either. You just was scrolling. This is really interesting. You guys really aren't getting the notifications. That sucks. Big time. This is a test, but like I said, since I'm up, I'll have a panel, so you can hit the link if you want. The link is down below. Yeah, I'll put another one for you guys, just in case you want to come up anyway. Oh, I'm so tired. I mean, if a person is subbed to a lot of channels, sometimes other notifications get lost in the shuffle. That can be it. Maybe they did get lost. No. What are you curious about? Michael? Hit the link and come up and explain. What are you curious about? What do you want to get to know about me? Hit the link and let me know. If you are curious about me, you want to get to know more about me, hit that link. Come on up, have a conversation with me. I'm open to answer questions. Um, I'm surprised I'm not asleep because I get up so early in the morning. I get up like, hi, Bullets. Hi, Bullets, Gotti. Welcome. Good to see you. Seriously, I love when you guys come through to show me some support. Salute to you. But yeah, like I was saying, I usually start, and I'm sorry if I sound bad. My nose is stuffy and my throat hurt. I told you guys our weather has been awful. So bear with me. Bear with me, guys. But it looked like people are getting notifications. You know, people are here. People are here. Killer Swag says, I don't get getting Angry Man's notifications or some other people's notifications. If I don't get rid of the notifications I already have on my phone. Okay, okay. So it's not just me that they're picking on, huh? It's a lot of people who not giving out notifications. It's crazy. Salute to you, Demetrius. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Yeah, guys, but honestly, I be so tired at night because I start my morning very, very early, guys. I start my weather. See, you got me saying I start my weather because I see the comments. But I start my morning like 6 in the morning. I wake up, I take my shower, I get ready for work, I go to work, and usually I'm working 8 to 12 hours. Um, so that's why you guys probably don't see me around too much. But yeah, I'm still around, guys. Still around. But yeah, and then I try to go live late night. Okay? And when I go live late night, I end up falling asleep on the stream, which is so ghetto to me. It's so ghetto. And it's not ladylike at all. It's not cute. kind of embarrassing. So, like my last live I did snoring, it was really embarrassing. If you guys want to come up and have a conversation with me, hit the link now. What kind of work do I do? Put it this way. I'm a supervisor. I'm not going to say exactly what I do, but just know that I'm a supervisor and I work a lot of hours. So yeah, that's what I do. One last call for the link because this is a test stream, but one last call. If you want to come up and speak with me, hit that link button. The link is down below. I'll share it again. Share it again. Guys, this is the last time I'm going to share it. The link is in the chat. Come on up, speak your mind. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow. But the link is here. Great Killer Swag. Don't let Killer Swag be the only person to hop up here. Oh yeah, don't be scared. Hop on the panel. Give your opinion on something, anything, whatever you want to talk about. It's up to you. Oh, we got somebody. Hey. Hello? Who's that? Adult supervision?
Yo,
Yo, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah. It's quiet, so I thought I'd come up. I haven't been up in a while. But what I wanted to talk about is that this passport bros thing.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been following it for a while, but it seems like everybody's kind of like freaking out over. I guess dude got into some situation, and it seems like everybody's panicking. I'm not understanding what's going on. People act like
Yeah.
the post office got shut down or something, or like they're not going to be able to travel.
No,
What's
well,
going on with that? You know?
kinda know what's going on. They pretty much made Austin kind of like the face of Passport Bros. And Austin is over there talking too much. As you know, he made a few streams saying that Brazilian women are easy, and he's showing a lot of pictures of them and pictures of them on a beach with bikinis. And from what I understand, he's not asking these women to film him; he's just filming them. So right now,
Wait, he said they easy, like easy to get along with, or like
yes,
easy.
that's what he meant, but the Brazilians took it as he meant they're easy like sluts.
Oh,
So that's pretty much what's going on. They took it wrong, even though we know what he meant in the space. Like we know the message, but the people in Brazil are taking it wrong. So pretty much right now he got out of Brazil and he is in, I think he's in the Philippines right now or Thailand or something like that. But he had to leave because it was getting too heated. He was getting death threats and everything. So Fox 5 Houston, I believe, had a broadcast about him talking about passport bros, but they weren't really talking good of him. They were talking bad. They were talking about sex tourism and things like that. So pretty much he went on there to defend himself and to clear his name. Like, look, that's not what I was going over there for. People misconstrued what I was saying. So that's pretty much what's going on right now.
because it sounded like they're trying to do some like slave policing, bro. It sounded like really slavey to me. Like they're trying to scare people from not traveling. And even I see some of like the dudes posting like they're like their reaction is like mad scary. Like, oh, I don't want to go over there now. He messed everything up. Like I'm kind of confused. Like, are these grown men like they're just so like I just don't understand how they're like so. I guess maybe some. Seems like there's a lot of psychological weakness. Like people
Mhm.
shouldn't care. It's just one guy. People get into trouble and that's it. Oh, one guy got in trouble. Go live your life. Like, what's the big deal? The
Yeah,
post office is still open. Like the embassy is still open. Like what's the ghost like some like a spooky story or something like that.
yeah, but like I said, like he's the face. Unfortunately, they're using him as the face of passport bros. So anybody else travel over there who's passport bros are gonna probably get the same treatment. Like you guys are all over here for sex tourism and all of that. Even though that's not what it is, Austin kind of made it hard for the guys because he was over there talking too much and doing too much, And even though we know what he meant, they took it wrong. So I understand why the guys are afraid to go at this point.
Really? Like, I would go just to be like, man, whatever. One guy,
But
one
he
guy.
was getting death threats,
I
so
mean, did
it's
people
kind of
react that bad? I'm sorry to cut you off. You go ahead.
no, I'm done. I was just saying it's dangerous.
I feel you. I feel. But were people reacting this bad when what was it dude? DJ Kid? He was like going places giving people HIV or AIDS on purpose. Like I'm confused. Like how does that like kind of pass under the rug and people are worried about like one little kid like just talking too much, like you said, just talking. Like that's weird.
It's very weird, and I mean, I don't feel that way how they feel, but the people in Brazil themselves feel that way. So,
Is
is
it
it
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
them
them
or
or
like
like oh,
like how
wait,
did it
wait,
even
wait.
get started? Like
Turn off YouTube, Marty. What you
okay,
say?
Yeah, I got an echo.
Yeah, you had a really bad echo.
oh that was him. Okay, that's not me. Okay, cool. Marty.
Hey,
Like, is
Marty.
it like a serious group of people like in Brazil, or is it like somebody like they spun the story and people are like reacting off of like I guess like the misconstruction of the story? Like, are they legitimately mad, or is there like somebody kind of I want to say like blowing up the story, like, and they're kind of like dealing with like the gossip end of it? Which
I
do you
think
think?
it's
Are they truly
gossip.
mad, or is it like the gossip is like got people reacting?
I believe it's the gossip. It's the one lady, I think her name is Stephanie over there. She's like a feminist or something like that in Brazil. She's the one who started the rumors. Um,
Oh, okay. So they found. Oh, okay. I see what happened. They found them. They found like I should like they found like another spy over there to kind of to work with. I see. Okay, okay.
yeah, exactly. So
That the sisterhood found one of their agents over there, and they kind of they working together. Okay, I see what's going
we're
on.
working together. It's all a sisterhood.
And now
And
now so you see her get popular and get put on, then you know what's up.
exactly. But I kind of feel bad for him because he's getting threats and all types of things. He's scared to live his life. He's only 23 years old. He's young. He was over there having a good time. And I'm not even gonna judge him, even if he was over there for whatever, to sleep with women or whatever. That's his business. I mean, prostitution is legal over there. So, I mean, to me, it doesn't matter what he's over there for, but they're just trying to blow the story up and make him look worse than what it is.
It sounds like slave police. It sound like some black codes type stuff. Like don't permit your slave to travel. Don't permit your slave to have fun. Like it sounds that's sad.
Exactly.
It's sad they doing that in the modern day.
Yeah, it's really sad. Especially, like I said, because prostitution is legal. So it shouldn't matter what people are going over there for. Even if they was going to trick off, that shouldn't matter to anybody
It's
because it's
legal, yeah, it's
legal.
legal. There's no moral. There's no. I mean, you can make a moral argument, but it's not. I mean, then you why are you looking at Brazil? You would start looking at home and trying to deal with the morality in front of you, not trying to go over Brazil and look at like, yeah, that's stupid. If
Exactly.
it's legal, then that's for the Brazilians to talk about, if anything,
Right.
legitimately, not based on a gossip story though.
Exactly.
What Marty got to say? I see
Hi,
Marty up there.
Marty. What's going on?
Hey, I'm just making sure I don't have it echoed. Is it still there?
No,
Nah,
you're
nah.
good. Oh,
Wait,
Okay.
wait. It's
wait.
there.
I gotta
Yeah,
figure
yeah,
this
it's there.
out.
They're
So
just,
is it only when you're talking, or is it when I'm talking?
it's only when I'm talking, so I'm gonna be quiet. Everybody mute.
Yeah, I got to figure out. I'm not exact. It's probably something with my sound card. I'm still trying to figure out. It does it on certain streams and it doesn't do it on others. So yeah, I'll figure that out. Um, yeah, that was my my main reason for coming up here, just to test my audio. I know you were doing a test yourself. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So this, I mean, this passport thing. I mean, I look at it like if the guys that didn't matter were leaving, then what's the big deal? Like if they're fat, out of shape, you hear all the stuff. Uh, if these guys are not desirable, then what's the hoopla? I mean, what do you think, Melody? I'll go on mute so you could talk. Hold on one second. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. Like you said, apparently these passport bros are undesirable. The women don't want them. So they just go over there to have fun and find new women and explore the culture and everything. And it seems like they can never get a break. Now you got the feminists over there in those countries doing the exact same stuff that the women over here are doing. So I just feel like it's unfair. Like it's like when do you ever get a break? That's my take on it. I mean, it's not like it's an American feminist doing it, it's a Brazilian feminist. So either way it's messed up. Mhm.
Yeah. Do I have echo still?
You don't have to, but I do you when I talk.
Yeah, I gotta figure out. I don't know. I honestly, I gotta call a company and run through like a couple of mock situations because you're saying it's like when I talk, there's no echo, but when I come on and then you talk, there's definitely echo.
Exactly.
That's
Yep.
crazy. All right, yeah. All right, so I was just testing the audio. I don't want to take up too much of your stream.
But I want to hear me real quick.
What do you say?
How do you feel about it being a Brazilian feminist? Because a lot of the guys say they're trying to get away from the feminists here. So, what's your take on it being a feminist over there?
Honestly, I don't know if you've seen the Tanya TKO stream. Um, but if you didn't, definitely check it out towards the end of the video. She was basically saying she showed a picture of a woman that literally looks white, and she was like, over here is considered a black woman, and then she's like a mulatto, so she's like in the middle, and then she's saying that dark skinned people lower your standings in that country. Okay, cool. But then you look at her husband's dark skin. So Tanya TKO asked her, like, if that's the case, why did you marry a dark skinned man? No answer. And then she asked the dark skinned dude, like, okay, well, if blackness in your country is a downgrade, did you ever date black women yourself? He said, no, I dated white women. But then he ended up with a mixed woman. So I say all that to say is these feminists in that country don't really matter. They don't really. She doesn't live in Brazil. She actually lives in America. I don't know if you guys know that.
Oh, so she wasn't a Brazilian feminist.
Well, she's Brazilian, but see the thing over there, if you do stuff like that, they delete you. That's go look up some articles of people like her, womanist or whatever you want to call it. They get deleted like candy. So that's why she's in New York saying what she's saying. She's not in Brazil doing that.
Oh, wait. So this Brazilian lady, I'm sorry. Wait. The Brazilian lady is Brazilian, but she lives in New York.
I don't know where she lives, but I know she's not in Brazil. She's in America. She could be in New York.
That changes everything.
That changes the game. So she's Americanized.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Like these people they don't matter. Like Brazil's a big place. That's like one person in America being upset at you for whatever reason. You think the rest of America cares about what one person in Texas is upset about? No. It just looks like it because in this space, passport. Like black men don't own enough passports to make a difference in any country because we don't travel that much. Actually, black women have more passports than men, and actually, black women do more sex tourism than men.
But
Hedonism.
it's okay for the master and not the slave, though.
Yeah, there's white guys that have been doing it since 100 years ago. So I'm just not really understanding in a country where it's legal. It's not like it's not like I'm not saying that he did anything, but I'm just saying it's not, even if he wanted to, it's not illegal in that country as in other countries. So at the end of the day, if these guys are undesirable, um, and they're also not breaking any laws, and you wouldn't want them anyway, I'm not understanding what the issue is. I mean, what do you have any friends, Melly, that are telling you like this is why we're upset? Like, what are your friends saying?
I don't really hang with people like that. I don't know. I don't have friends.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like, I look at it like this, and I don't know if you've seen the most recent video I did. I was on actually Shay Shardae's channel. She's a cool streamer. So she had a live panel with me and Edward and one other guy, I think Passport OG. And there was like a feminist named May on there. And she ran down the stats: black man, a short, fat, ugly, poor, broke, blah, 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 blah. Right. Each guy that came up after that argued that no, we're actually 54% single child, the basic stats that we all know by now. So when I got up there, what do you think Marty did? Let me just ask you a question. What do you think I did?
I think you how you say you went nuclear?
Believe it or not, I didn't go nuclear on her. Believe it or not. What I did though, I just agreed with her. I said, you know what? You're right. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, whatever you say. I agree. Fat, ugly, short, broke, whatever. Whatever you want to pile on that. Okay. So now that we got past that, because a lot of people, they don't want a solution. They just want to argue. Some people think I want to argue. I don't want to argue. I want to just come to the quick solution, right? So I said, now that we got that out the way, and there's no need to go this back and forth about you're right, I'm wrong, you're wrong, I'm right. If I agree with you, what's the next step? The next step is, if you women are really that great, you're strong, independent, you make money, your looks, body positivity, you're fat, whatever. If you feel all these things warrant you to get married, just not by American black men, fair enough. Okay. That would also mean the question would be, moving forward, why isn't any other men coming in to date and marry you? So there's no Puerto Ricans coming in, there's no Dominicans coming in, there's no Haitians coming in, there's no Africans coming in, no Nigerians coming in. We're not even talking about white people. I didn't even get there yet. So what I'm saying is, if everything you're selling is of value, then that would mean the minute the American black men don't fit the bill, somebody else should be leaping over us to get to you. And if they're not, then what's the excuse? Right? And so basically at that point, you diffuse the whole argument and I become the victor. Because now you need to explain to me why your cookies attract roaches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're really gonna have to. I mean, I don't want to talk over anybody, but I ask the tough questions. I'm like the nigga Barbara Walters, right? So I just ask the plain questions. It really comes off as offensive, but really it's just a honest, tough question that you have to think about it, and it's uncomfortable to answer because nobody's usually this direct. Because I just tell her what it is. Like, all right, cool. I agree with you. All black men are trash. I'm not even going to get into an argument about that. But if that is the case, they've been trash for a while. It's not like last Tuesday we came to this decision that in your mind, all black men are trash. Okay, so you've known this for a long time. Fair enough. So why are black women still not married to the tune of like I think it was like 1 in 4 last time. I think it's like 1 in 10 today. If we did like another what is it called, census, or what is that called, statistic analysis, whatever it's called. If we did like another one today, 2023, you know, I think it would be more like 1 in 10. So it's going down. It's not going up. So with these numbers, in your words, not you, but to her, I'm like, well, why aren't the numbers going up? Because black men are going other places and get married, whether it be overseas or domestic. It's happening. So what say you?
Yeah, you got a really good point. I can't argue with that. I mean, hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, it was the echo. Yeah, you got a really good point. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I always agree with you, Marty. So.
That is a good point. Is like, what is the opinion of people who are not building families or reproducing in a healthy way even matter? I mean,
It
other than
doesn't,
entertainment, of course, but other than entertainment, like, why does it even matter?
doesn't matter at all. That's the point.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hmm. Well, what does Bronzebird think about this?
Hey yo, peace to all on the panel, peace in the chat, yo. Marty makes a very good point, man. Like it's like it's like a while back. It becomes the same old nonsense all the time, and I get bored, right? So my thing is like the vilifying of black men in particular. You know what I mean? Just the whole entire thing. A black man says, "Yo, I'm tired of dealing with how I'm being treated in America. I want to go somewhere else." I've seen a lot of deflection. I've seen a lot of nonsense come out of people's mouths recently, especially now. They want to say things like black men going to Brazil or going to Thailand is freaking on trans now. And I'm just like, okay, so now y'all bringing that up as an argument or a crux to say, oh, you dudes out there switch hitters and all this other stuff. And it's like it becomes very childish at this point, because what are you looking to prove? Why are you concerned with their whole entire sex life if your whole point is to sit up there and say that we're undesirable by your standards? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, why would you be concerned about what they're doing sexually? I guess if they're going to another country and stuff like that. I mean, it's like this. You see a lot of times these conversations I don't understand, right? Because you see shows like 90 Day Fiance, and you'll see how they have a lot of these dudes, whether they're Dominican, white, or whatever. They'll go to another country. They'll sit up there and say, "Oh, I want that. I want her as a wife," and do all they have to do to get them over to America and marry them. There's no pushback. But this goes on to the idea that you see a lot of these in movements with black men, you know what I mean? That they have these movements where we want to be able to have voice our opinion and say, yo, we being treated like crap. And then all of a sudden, see, that's why y'all dusty. Y'all don't get no money. Y'all don't do this and y'all don't do that. And I always ask them, I say, what's the point of y'all talking and having this conversation with us all day long? What's the point of that? And they sit up there and they say, for some odd reason, they come out of the woodworks and say something about community. And I just sit back and I say, well, if you say the community is dead, why are you still talking about it then? That doesn't even make any sense. You know what I mean? So it doesn't, and that's why I say, the thing about it is, my mentality is I don't care, so I say whatever I want out of my mouth, and it's like usually you get those rambunctious, very violent, disrespectful B-dubs, as they like to call them, that are say that the ones that's very irrational and say some very disheartening stuff that's very violent. And I said, if you have that much vitriol, why don't you grab a gun and pull and kill all of us in our misery? You understand? And then they sit up there and say, you're psycho, Bronzebird. I said, it's not me being psycho. But if you wish death upon a whole entire group of men, you don't think I'm going to tell you, go ahead and do what you say you're going to do? And watch they sit up there and start backtracking and doing all this other nonsense. So to get to the point of passport bros, I guess, I've advocated for black men to travel in general. Now I've had my pushback a little bit with passport bros, because I also want them to understand, if your audience is to say, hey, yo, we traveling across the country or traveling across the world, you know, too many men is going to get geared into the fact that it's all about women. And I say, hey, that's cool if you want to find a wife out there. That's cool if you want to find a girlfriend or, you know, a woman to have sex with out in different countries. That's cool. But let's also focus our time and energy on creating a business and making sure we profit and we getting money. You know what I'm saying? Because that's most important. And I do know there are passport bros that do that. But for the constituents, certain brothers that I've seen, I say, y'all got to do better, man. So that's my piece on that.
Good point. Yeah, so you're saying a lot. They need to like worry less about women and get themselves together, get their businesses going.
Hey, I still got an echo.
Yeah. No, I don't hear that.
I'm just changing some settings while I'm going.
Yeah, I think you're good now. I'm talking. It sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, like my thing is, yeah, women is, I mean, any man, you know, you're single, you doing your thing. Of course, you want to go out to another country and see what the women is like. I mean, cool. It reminds me of the times when I went to the Caribbean islands, when I went to Trinidad and Tobago. I was like, damn, the women is fine here. And then I had a conversation. I was cool with the, you know, a couple of women that was out there, you know, flirtatious and everything. It was dope. But, you know, even with, you know, the passport, it's just like, yo, you go in there for experiences, man. Like, you know, of course, you know, you're gonna do your thing with the women, but like also it's like, yo, what impact you trying to make if you saying, yo, America's not enough? Because we know it's not enough for us living here. You know what I'm saying? So how are we gonna make a difference, especially with friends that's trying to come up on a come up? You know what I'm saying? If the value of a dollar in another country is, you know, more powerful than the United States itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your money go a long way in these countries. GC's told stories where he went over there, he was able to get massages and all types of things, facials for like a couple of dollars. You know, like your money is just longer there. Why not go over there and enjoy your money and enjoy the girls and the weather? I see nothing wrong with what these guys are doing, and I just think the women are afraid that all the men are gonna leave, and then it's gonna leave them with nothing. Because we all know that the only race of men that really tolerate and put up with black women are black men. White men ain't gonna do it. Hispanic men ain't gonna do it. Nobody's gonna do it but black
You
men.
gotta especially breed dudes to tolerate that type of abuse, neglect, dysfunction. That's the problem. They can't keep breeding the type of dude that'll tolerate that and have them be functional at the same time. So it's kind of like in the meltdown phase, and they just trying to do some fugitive slave act type shit, but it's illegal. Like you can't do that. Like people are free now. It's not 18, 21 or something like that.
Get
So
back on the field,
like,
boy.
people crazy, bro.
Word. Yeah, they can't control because women had control over men for so long.
They still do.
Years. You think women still have a leash on men?
I mean, yeah, I mean, look, listen. It's a shame I'm about to say this, but I mean, I still see some type of like control because you got a lot of these simp dudes that, you know, want to argue and say, black men, you are a disappointment. And then you sit up there, they're the ones that sit up there and talk about we need to be accountable for our actions. You know what I'm saying? The fake little pro blackity black dudes that sit up there and roll on panels and sit up there and talk about, oh, you need to be accountable. And the way you are in America, you mess up, you don't build nothing. And then I said, okay, so name me these points that you're getting all this stuff from, because I can name you 2 black hospitals right now. And guess what? Their whole entire talking points is from who? Black women. They can't sit up there and stand for themselves. So they're being controlled by women absolutely 100% of the way. They have no backbone. A lot of them don't.
True. Black women always gotta, yeah, I agree. What do you
say? That hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. So again, if you get to raise a child from the time they're a baby, you can be kind of successful at creating a certain type of psychology. But once they get a taste of freedom and liberty, then you can't take that back.
No.
It's one thing if you keep them like the fucking experiment with the elephant, you know, you keep them in a circle, they're not going to leave the circle when they're an adult. But if you find a way to break that, then how are you going to get them to stay back in the circle? It's not likely, unless they're very deeply, man, not even then. Like once they have to be benefiting somehow. Most people, they need to be benefiting somehow. If you're not benefiting, because you're not wanted, then why wouldn't you go where you're wanted? So it's really just a losing battle, man. It's weird just to see it from the outside, though. It's just like the weirdest thing. But I guess you may as well monetize it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's a great point.
So make sure you guys send Melody a super chat. Help her monetize this nonsense.
Well,
Let's make some good of it.
It looked like this stream is doing better than the last stream, the one before this. So, yeah.
Hey, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Is it the echo still there?
Yes.
God damn. All right.
Everybody get them likes up. Let's go. We got a panel going. We're talking about the passport bros. That's the hottest topic right now in the space. I do want to touch on something that Bronsberg brought up. He said that a lot of women are spreading the rumor that men are going over there for ladyboys. I've also heard about that as well. Marty, since you're a passport bro, what are your thoughts on that? And be honest, are there a lot of ladyboys there? And have you ever been tricked? Because you take a lot of pictures from women.
Yeah. I just made another setting. Is the echo still there?
Yes.
Oh, damn. All right. This is crazy. I'm gonna figure this out. But no, I've never come across much like New York. I mean, or Cali. I mean, how many people in their own state come across ladyboys, and not know, or just in general?
Well,
So
it's a little. Can you mute up 1 second? It's a little different out there because, from what I understand, they have it on lock. Like the ladyboys in the Philippines and in the South American countries, they look just like women. Like, even if you pull them up right now, like, let me pull them up actually, ladyboys, real quick. And I'm going to show you. They look just like women. So do you think you ever been tricked? Like, not saying, have you ever done anything with them, but you take a lot of pictures. You're a photographer. So you don't think you ever been tricked into taking pictures of a ladyboy? Let me pull them up for you. What country? You go to Colombia, right?
yeah, you can go to Colombia. I mean, they're in every country. It's not like it's singular to one particular country. But I'll say this: like, see, a lot of people who are asking these questions have never been to these places, and that's one of the main issues that we have, because it's more speculation. It's like, how people talk about Kylie Jenner and what Kim Kardashian's doing. Ain't never been around them in their entire lifetime. You only see third hand. Well, I heard this. It's all gossip. So it's like, I don't understand why even this is like, if somebody's traveled to the country, and I've never seen a person who's actually traveled to the country make an argument that this is really what's going on. It's usually people who've never been, don't intend to go, and it's just like asking questions that cannot be verified. I mean, I could tell you anything. Oh, there's no ladyboys in Thailand. But if you're never going to go yourself, just for research purposes,
Yeah.
you don't have to go. What my point on what I'm trying to say is that I think we have to get out of this questionnaire phase and actually to the doing phase, because it's just a lot of, oh, well, does this happen? Oh, this is what I heard. I'm like, all right, cool. At some point, somebody's gonna have to buy a plane ticket and say, you know what? If I have this much invested in wherever they're putting their penises, if it's that serious, let me go get a plane ticket so I can actually see what's going on instead of just talking about it over the computer. I think it's got to get there. I think it should go from like this point on. It's all a speculation, rumor mill. It's good. It makes for good gossip, good content, great. But I'm just like, let's put boots on the ground now. Like, all right, I don't argue with people anymore in terms of what they perceive to be, because truth be honest, when I'm in these other countries, I don't see none of these people, and nor am I thinking about any of these people.
The thing is, you might, can you mute it? The thing is, you might see them, but you don't know that that's them. My brother, he travels, and he's the one who told me about ladyboys because he goes to different places. The last place he went was the Philippines, but he's also been to Thailand, and he said that there are a lot of ladyboys. They do try to come on to you. He said he almost was tricked. One of his friends had to say, "Hey, bro, that's a ladyboy," because he said they look just like women. This is a real thing. I'm not trying to, be funny or anything. I just want to really speak on it because it's a real thing. And
Well, when I say I
Listen
don't
to the
see them,
places you pick. You
when I
pick
say I don't
people
see
who were
them,
males and females actually look quite similar in the first place.
huh?
Like in Thailand and the Philippines, if you've been around some of these people, like the males and females, sometimes there's like there's a lack of sometimes sexual dimorphism among certain groups. So like they already look alike. So that's to start with. It's like if the men and the females look pretty much alike in the first place, then that's obviously a place where, you know, you can be tricked because they kind of already look alike. Just have to be a
Right.
failure. But that's just two places. I think Saudi Arabia is also another place where they actually do a lot of that. But again, my question would be, what other group has this problem? Is there another group of human females on the earth that says things like this, that has
No.
this problem? So look at it another way. You could say that these females have a problem. Their men are going, if we take it as true, their men are seeking the company of ladyboys, allegedly. That's that. So who else has this problem?
Yeah, not many people, but fair
Like what
use.
other nation? Like what other group is saying this? Like are Chinese women saying this? Are fucking Korean women saying this? Or who else has the same problem? I'm just curious.
What that black women have in America?
Well, that they're saying that the men are going over there to see lady boys. So who else? What other group of women has that problem that their men are leaving them in large numbers to allegedly go see lady boys? Like who else has this problem?
Nobody. And I don't think the men are going to see ladyboys. That's not what
I
I
don't think
think.
either, but I'm saying let's assume it's true. Who
Yeah.
else has this problem? Because you can look at it from your perspective. Why are you driving them to do this? Like, is what you're offering so bad that that they're resorting to this? And who else has this problem? Is this something we've seen before in human history? Because like the guy said, like Marty said before, some people just want to argue. Like if you get into this conversation, you could argue back and forth, and there's no end, and they're satisfied just getting you in this argument that can't be ended. Like, but if you turn it around and go, okay, I'll give you that. Who else has this problem? And then the conversation's over.
Well, it's turd slinging, man. They always, I mean, it's now, it seems like when it comes to the Thailand issue, it's like for a while, of course, that's been a topic of conversation because for a long
Forever
time,
since I was a child,
yeah,
bro.
it's been like that for a long time. So they attribute, because Passport Bros is going out to Thailand to have a time of their life. Oh, they're singing ladyboys. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so stupid. Like grow up.
Very simple.
Yeah, they just want to make black men look bad any way they can, and it's working. Unfortunately, you see, it's all in
They're
the
not going to
news
get sued
now.
for slander or something. Like,
But think about
this
it.
guy, is he going to sue the girl? Like, if she live in New York, can he sue her for, like, I don't know the specifics. So, I mean, libel, slander. She's
What
probably
about New
talked
York?
and written something. So, when are y'all going to, like, really protect? Like, I mean, it's one thing to make videos, but, like, if someone actually does something illegal, like, when is somebody going to take somebody to court? Even like Cardi B did, like I heard she did. Like, she at least put her money where her mouth was and took the YouTuber to court and got a judgment. So when is somebody going to do that?
But that's the thing. I feel like it's like this, man. It goes beyond Passport Bros, right? It goes to the point of black men finally having a voice and voicing their opinions against the slander and the disrespect we had for a long time. And so because you have groups like the Manosphere, Passport Bros, uh, um, MGTOW, I kind of want to say, and then you have the rest of them. Now all of a sudden it's just like, it's about slandering, us as black men when we didn't have the opportunity to really say what was on our minds before. Now, don't get me wrong. I think sometimes, and I'll be the first one to call it out, us as brothers be saying some nonsense sometimes, and I'll be like, yo, y'all need to chill. but at the same time, I advocate for it, and I just don't understand why if black women, y'all, it's like those black women claim they don't care, but every single time there's a story about a black man, they're the first ones to jump on it. And then if there any other group of women that talk positive about a black man, they just be like, oh, look at that, look at them talk. You know what I'm saying? But if a
Mm-hmm.
woman overseas says something nice about a black man or wants to go ahead and debate these other women, they be like, oh, pick me and all these deception tools and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, if you don't care, why are you talking, man? Like
That's what I'm saying.
you
It's
don't want us,
slavery.
you don't
They're
want
like
us,
they trying to keep you marginalized in a
yeah.
certain, and not all of them.
Still
The
have
ones
me
who
on a still have
perpetrate
me
that
on
is
the
slavery.
cotton field, like yes, boss. Like I'm about to get you some cornbread and about to sit up there and pick some cotton. You're not doing that in 2023, mama. We're not doing that.
Nah,
No,
men
I'm not going on no underground railroad. I'm taking the New York City subway system. We're not doing that, fam.
yeah, men have options now. That's what the women are upset about. Men have options. It's not like back in the day where men had to just be with black American women. Now they can go and get whatever they want. And like black women are not feeling that, you know.
They never was because the narrative has to stay within confined to what they about. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
the black woman ain't happy, that means the community isn't happy. And like
It's
we're not doing that, fam.
no, that's over.
Tyranny, bro. That's like straight tyranny. That's
That's
domestic tyranny.
But real quick, guys, to me this looks like a dude. I don't know what they talking about.
Look at the long ass neck, yo. What you
Wait,
mean?
hold on. Fair use. Fair use, fair use. I'm just gonna skim through it real quick. Let me see what they talking about.
This is nice. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see how they can get tricked, but let me fast
You're
forward.
bugging.
From the Philippines.
Cause let me see. I'm trying to hear the voice. Hold on.
Laguna. The province is called Laguna. It's province that
Oh
is
my
a
God, it
2-hour
does sound
drive
like a
from
girl.
Manila, going to the
I
south.
mean, some dudes sound like this.
We are. I have been here for I think more than 5 years.
More than 5 years. Because I remember I met you.
Oh, it does look like a girl a little bit now.
16.
And you just got here.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
remember you were still fresh from the boat.
Yes, and it was summer.
It was summer.
Yeah, because I remember I got here in March. We probably no, we met in February. I think.
No, a little bit later. I think like.
Okay, that's enough for her. Let me see. If there's anyone else? I think it's just her.
So
Okay, yeah.
uh,
So yeah.
Let me ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, when I said I don't see them, I'm talking about the people who are claiming to know what's going on overseas, not necessarily these ladyboy situations. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you travel overseas, all these people that have these opinions don't exist because you're too busy doing whatever you're doing. So that's what I mean. Like I don't see them. You know what I'm saying? So number two, people have to understand there's different cultures. It's not like the U.S. Like in Thailand or one of those places where that's like a big thing. 9 times out of 10, the girl will tell you up front because if you don't, she knows she can get killed or deleted.
Deleted.
To
Yeah.
be safe, you too safe. It's not the same where you can get away with doing that kind of stuff here because people, overseas, they don't really play that. So the fact that, and the other question would be, well, why don't black men really don't have that many passports? And why aren't we, if that's really what it is, there's other races of men that's been doing this at higher numbers who are actually known for doing just that, like, and proudly. Like there's certain races of men that, they stand behind that. Like, yeah, and it's not a big deal for them. So I just find it funny that this becomes the face. It almost is crazy. We become the face of everything. Like literally, we become the face of Me Too. We become the face of Asian hate. We become the face of crime. Now we become the face of sex trafficking overseas. Now we become the face of gay hate. Like literally every single thing. We're only like a small percentage of this population, but we're the face of every bad thing. And you think people would learn by now, like it's not really what it is. There's,
It be
there's
like, I'm sorry.
yeah, there's a greater population of people out there. There's videos out there with other races of men literally asking those questions that they were accusing Austin, and their channels don't get flagged, or there's been many different races of men going to Brazil for years. Austin's only 23. So
Mhm.
why is he being singled out, when you could literally go after people that's
Because
been
he's
there?
weak and vulnerable.
Well, I mean, they think he's weak and vulnerable, and if you go on by age, I guess, but I think he's handled the Fox
I mean, he may not
interview.
be, but you know what I mean. It's a good target.
Yeah, it's a soft target, but what I'm saying is he's still, be that as it may, he still handled the response interview extremely well. And again, for somebody who's 23 years old, a lot of these dudes that be in these spaces would have folded. They would have been like, yeah, I go overseas, I do this and I do that. Matter of fact, I've released a video um, behind the one I just released where you had a prominent guy on the Lapeef network by the name of Logic literally admitting when he was in the military 20 years ago, he did just these things. Like literally, he's like, yeah, when we were in the military, we would go to Chiang Mai for 4 days and we would pay for play. Like the guy literally said it. And this is why, again, this is why I say guys who do call themselves traveling guys in the military, it's not the same, because you travel because your boss tells you to be at this shore, and they tell you okay, you can go play for 4 days, but you got to be here at 0600 because we got to leave. That's not
Mhm.
traveling. That's going where your boss says to go. Why? Because when you get there, you can't do anything in 4 days. You can't go too far inland. You don't know anybody. 20 years ago, there was no Tinder. There was no really World Wide Web where everybody else had access to it in these third world countries. So he literally admitted it. And I was like, well, this is what I'm talking about, because you have these older guys who call themselves the original travel guys. No, you're the original tricks. And you don't travel because once you retired from the military, you no longer travel. So the
Mhm.
difference is I travel because you travel because your job made you. It's a consequence of your job. I actually travel because I can afford to. That's a
Mhm.
difference. Like we are not the same. So don't, maybe because you did what you had to do. And I'm not, look, you want to trick and pay for it, that's on you. But don't make it seem just because you did something, because you didn't have a choice, because your boss made you come and go when they chose. I don't have those restrictions. I can actually plan a trip. I can say, okay, I want to go to this country and I want to go explore it, maybe for 20 days or maybe for 2 months. I don't know. I could travel freely. And I don't have the backing of the US military in case something goes down. So I'm actually a lot more wiser, braver, and my money's up. So
Mhm.
we're not the same. So a lot of times you'll again go on these panels and you'll see these so-called travel guys, but then you ask them, hey, 20 years ago, how were you able to travel so much? Oh, I was in the military. And they hide behind this patriarchy shit, like patriotism. Like, yeah, if you question, um you were only able to travel because you were in the military, they'll try to say, oh, you're insulting the military. I'm like, no, not really. I'm actually telling you the realities and the facts, and you just don't like it, but it's the truth. It's still the same. You only traveled because your boss said be here. You were
Mhm.
basically a gopher.
You
And there's
had
nothing
access.
wrong with that. If that's your life, cool, but own it. And
Mhm.
you admitted on film that when you were traveling to these places, you had no game. You didn't go into these different countries and spit this game that everybody's talking about. No, you came out your pockets and you paid your $20 and you had a good time. Great for you. Unfortunately, I am not you. I can actually go to these places, talk to people before I get there, build relationships, stay there for however long I want to, and really explore the country outside of Dodge bars and brothels, because that's what you did. You know what I'm saying? So, no, we are not the same. Like I'm making this distinction. I don't care who don't like it. It is what it is. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and like I said, that's all in the video. I don't know if you watch my stuff, Melly, but the video right before the one I just released today was where I basically, they actually cut my mic. It was funny though, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, and I love it because see, the thing is, when you're saying something truthful, think about it like this: when people go to the Emmys and they get up there and they say, stop putting chemicals in food, what do they tend to do? They tend to play the music and rush the people off the stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't let you sit there and tell the truth. They say, okay, clap, 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 thank you, thank you, thank you. So by that measure, if we're doing apples to apples, it let me know that people are really sensitive in the space, even if they act like they're really tough and been through all this military training, and especially think about it like this. See, I looked at things 4 different levels, right? If you're in the military, you're saying what? I'm going around the world spreading what? Freedom. One of those freedoms happens to be what? Freedom of speech, right?
Yep.
So you go all around them for 20 years spreading these freedoms, and then you start a stream, and then somebody tells the truth, and who's the first person to take away your freedom of speech? The very the very person who's supposed to be out there fighting for that very right. So the fact that that happened, listen, everybody's allowed to get emotional. I don't. I can give it and I can take it, but I'm at least, I'm going to say what the truth is, and we can have the conversation. Like, I only tend to argue things that I know I'm 100% right. So if I'm going to argue with something, I know I'm already winning. If I'm not 100% sure on a topic, I probably won't argue it, more than likely, because I'm not well versed in that area. But I know on this thing in particular, the military, they made movies about this. If you go look back in the movies in the 80s, right? And you always see the military in China, where did the phrase "love you long time" come from? Me love you long time. Because it was a well-known thing that when military folk went overseas, they didn't have nothing to do back then. There was no cell phones. They didn't even have phones. Nobody really spoke English. So you go to the bar, you drink, you didn't know anybody. And so unless you were stationed there for months and years at a time, you only stay there for 3 or 4 days. They literally say this, Melody, when you get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
You can review my video. They literally say this on the stream. He goes, you know how it was back then. We would go here for 3 or 4 days. We would go for there, and we would just go here and pay for it.
Right.
So you're literally admitting this is what you used to do. And again, that's fine. I don't care what people do with their money or time.
Right. I don't judge these people. That's fine.
Yeah. My thing is like, just because you did something and you didn't have the game, because people want to use this game bullshit. Well, just because you didn't have the game to get things done without paying, 20 years later, when I can actually afford to go on my own dime, don't make it seem like, and this is just to tie it back into the point where we was going, don't make it seem like I'm going to go deal with ladyboys, because it sounds like maybe that's what you did when you was over there, because people tend to project, right? So why would that even be a thing out of another man's mouth unless that's something he A, wanted to do, or 2, been tricked before, or 3, actually wants to do it? Because I've never been to a country and even thought about that. That's like not even a thing. I'm not going to a country thinking about, ooh, let me look for the ladyboys. I don't know who thinks like that. So the fact that people are actively saying these things with conviction is just leaving me like, oh, this is a little bit too suspect. I think you could say it like once or twice just because maybe you don't know. But then when it becomes like your calling card, like, yeah, these guys are going taking advantage of women, lady, like, where does it stop? Where is it now? We're up to like 3 things. First, it was sex trafficking,
Child trafficking as well.
yeah, child, then regular sex. Now it's lady boys, and then it was taking advantage of dirty foots. That's 4 things we're up to now.
Yeah. But I think the most, can you mute up real quick? I think the most ridiculous thing is the lady boys. Like, where did that come from? You just want to find an excuse to call black men GA, LGBTQ.
Well,
That's what it is, because they call you guys that here now, like in America. when they get mad, that's the first thing they say about black men.
See,
Well,
But
you
that's
know,
always
I
their
don't just see it
tactic,
on
though.
the I don't just see it on the name calling level. I see it on a legal level. Like they trying to again tarnish your reputation. It's like this is a character that was not always free, and they trying to basically call you a criminal. Because a
Well,
criminal is somebody you can put back in slavery and ban and punish if you can try to corrupt the reputation in the public in like the public reputation. It's just like business, right? If a company's CEO does the wrong thing, or the company sells some poisonous product, like the company could be shut down, it could be punished, it'll be seen as bad in the public, like people will lose confidence in it, and that has an effect in the real world, in society, in culture, in law, in state politics. So I also see it as like they trying to damage your reputation, they calling you
well,
a criminal, like if you go to all the states, like technically sodomy is still on the criminal list. Like you just name like 4 different crimes, and they basically associating you with criminal activity, and it's already like the whole like drug like reputation. It's like you basically like trying to put you 1 foot back in slavery, because it's like all those, once you get into the criminal aspect, then you could be prosecuted, taken, people could kill you, like a mob could come up and get you, and it's like, well, if it was mob justice, like you was a bad guy, that's it, what they gonna
well,
say?
well.
Real quick,
This
Oh,
is the
you got
thing.
a bad guy.
I'm sorry. Let me just
Well,
He's a
read the
bad guy. He's a
super.
well-known bad
Wait,
guy around the world.
right.
wait, hold on, guys. Before you continue, let me just read the super chats real quick. Get them out the way. Andre and Andrea love crossing. I love them. They're such a cute couple. Thank you so much for the super chat with the cop, the Colombian with the Colombian pesos. Thank you so much. He says modern women in the States are spreading false narratives about passport bros out of bitterness and knowing men are moving on to other countries. Facts, big facts. That's exactly what they're doing. Now, somebody in the chat even said they used to call them pedos a couple of years ago.
They
It's like
still call them
always
pedals
something
now.
new. See,
But that's
exactly.
the thing. But look, check this out. We all understand what happens, right? Like, Marty was talking about the war. It reminded me of kind of like the Vietnam War, if I'm not mistaken. And what they used to be out there is like, the men, they would go out there and have sex with the women and, get them pregnant and like pretty much leave after the war and shit like that. Um, well, that's the story that I heard of. Maybe I'm not well versed on that, but going back to what we're talking about, usually it's the thing that I'm figuring out is they're always going to relate the whole entire ladyboy ploy just because of what country it is. Because I don't think they say the same thing if a black man decides to travel to, let's say, Germany or travel to the Dominican Republic. They
Oh, they
relate the
do.
women. No, ladyboys though.
I've heard them say ladyboys for Colombia, for Brazil, for
Well,
DR,
Brazil
for yeah.
now,
Oh,
DR.
especially Brazil. The
Yeah,
two that I hear a lot. No, the three that I hear a lot is Brazil, the Philippines, and Thailand.
Thailand.
Those are
Yeah.
the three
S-
about lady. I keep calling them ladybugs, ladyboys.
to the
Those are
lady
the
boys.
countries. Yes.
Well, it's always the same thing, right? We can all agree tonight. It's always just about demeaning black men in some type of way. A black man wants to have a little ounce of freedom, or he wants to be able to say, "Hey, I'm getting my passport. I want to travel." It's the "how dare you" effect, right? But this is the thing about when they go along with the jihad narrative. The problem is this: what I notice is whether it comes out of the pro blackity black man's mouth or it comes out of the black woman's mouth, any type of black man that has a conscious thinking or a conscious concept, and I guess he argues or defends his points, they're always going to relate to him as being jihad. I don't know what the point of that is, but even if it was an actual jihad man that's on a panel, they're not going to defile a jihad man. The jihad man is going to defile the conscious black man. And this is something I've seen, I've witnessed, I've been on panels, and this is the type of tactic they have. So I always say at the end of the day, it's childish antics. It's always the nonsense that they want to do because basically it's like, how dare you have an ounce of freedom on my watch type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's lame.
And these are the same women that praise trans. Well, let's call them all lady boys. They praise them here in the States.
Yeah, they do.
It's almost like they want everybody to be jihad. Like they love GA men.
Yeah,
So
do
But
I
you
still
gotta
got an
peep the
echo?
language. You gotta peep
yeah,
the language.
Still got an echo, dude.
you have a really bad echo, yeah. But
For
yeah,
me,
yeah, Marty does. But
Group.
No,
somehow,
Marty does.
for some reason, black women love calling black men Jihei, even when they're not. Like, it's just ridiculous. And I've been hearing this for years. And I'm like, so I even heard a woman say, oh, he's not paying no attention to me. He must be GA. I'm like, maybe he's just not attracted to you. Maybe you're just not his preference.
Yeah.
Why does he have to be GA because he doesn't want you? It makes no sense.
It's like self
That's the
entitlement, like hitting on like narcissism type traits right now. Like because I refuse to do anything with you or I refuse to have sex with you, that makes me Jihei. Like, what are we doing?
because that's the easiest insult they want to try to give us, and that's part of our masculinity. That's this state masculinity. I mean,
Purpose is to degrade the guy's character.
orientation.
It's always a hit on the character.
Mm.
Exactly. This
Might be back, y'all.
orientation all the time and stuff like that. And unfortunately, they might have some guys that have worked on and they call them that and they start going berserk. But a dude that's so masculine himself, that's so calm and cool, collective, whatever, he'll flip it back on the female. Like, you know what? Shish, you calling me gay? Have you seen me fuck any dudes? You know what I'm saying? He'll flip the shit back on her, like make her feel more stupid that way.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I don't understand why they do that, but that's black women for you. But let
I
me read the
understand,
next
yeah,
chat.
but I just don't care.
Yeah, right. Well, I care because it's weird. It's real weird, and
It
it's
makes
straight
sense to
out.
me. It makes sense to me. It's just you have to understand where they're coming from. Yeah, I think if you
Mhm.
understand where they're coming from, then all like the behaviors that seem illogical, like you'll understand why they're doing it if you understand it from their perspective. And I think that's what people have a hard time accepting. Like, no, that some of them really view you like inferiors. Like, and you have to accept that and be like, oh, this is how they view me. They might be looking at me as an inferior pest who they should be dominating. And when you're not making yourself available to the domination, they might be like pissed off, like, oh shit, my worker's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Like a manager at a store, like, and your employees like late or quitting, you'd be pissed off regardless of whether you like them or treat them well or care, but don't care about them, but you still be pissed off because they're not doing what you want them to fucking do.
Facts. But let me read the next super chat. Thanks again for the super chat, Andre and Andrea Love Crossing. I believe this is Andre. He says, all bad news is not bad news. These modern women are going to make passport bros famous just like they did Kevin Samuels. Let them keep talking. I don't want to let them keep talking. I want them to shut up. Who agrees? Like, just shut up already. It's annoying at this point. Like, they keep spreading rumors and lies, and every time you turn around, it's passport bros this and passport bros that, and it's just annoying.
People ain't gonna stop unless you really make them. That's what I'm saying. If somebody like they actually go over the line and like affect you or get you and caught up in something and it's a lie, you need to take the person to court and file, like actually apply some force. And I think that's when you'll get respect is when you defend yourself. Since we were talking about war, is like some of those countries got respect because like how they fought in war, like uh, so-called black men got their freedom a lot of the times based on their bravery in war. So it's like that's the history. It's like sometimes you got a fucking declaration of end of the war. Like fucking the history of the country is based on the people standing up against their king and saying, you know, we don't like the fucking way you're treating us, and they were willing to go to war and protect their rights and what the fuck they were trying to live for. So I think that's a reoccurring theme, and it's going to have to be played out here. That's my opinion.
Facts. Good point. Thank you so much, Prime Time. Well, Prime VA 757 for the $5 super chat. He says, I literally saw a black woman in Austin comment section saying black men need to leave women alone and date trans instead. Yeah, I don't know. It's real weird. I think black women think all black men are jihad because they are jihad. Because a lot of black women have LGBTQ tendencies, all of them. Every single one of them. Like, we all look at other women like, damn, she got a big booty and stuff like that. So trust me, if a woman let them, they probably would go. Not me, because I'm all about men, but a lot of these women, they would go if a woman gave them a chance. Definitely. So just because they're jihad, they think men are too.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna.
even in major cities also too. You see them supporting them so hard a lot. And so I see that in New York all the time. Some people they support the alphabet community so hard and everything. That's why you gotta be careful who you breed with. I tell fellas all the time, be careful who you breed with because God forbid you get a son with a woman like that, and son God forbid your son wants to act a certain way and stuff. She'll probably get on you for trying to get on your son for to tell him to stop doing that. Stop acting like that. That's not how boys act like. You're going to be a man. And she'll probably get on him. Don't take away freedom, blah blah blah, like that. Like remember when Alicia Keys was online when her son's like, I didn't want to paint my nails no more, and she kept antagonizing him like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? She went on, it's like very eclectic type of style. Like you gotta be careful who you breed with. Like,
Who be teaching them to do that in the first place?
Right.
you start off at the home with this free spirit mess and everything.
Who's that? Gabrielle Union, right? The one that's with Dwayne Wade. Is that his name?
That too. I was talking about Alicia Keys, but yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that also too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that weird crazy couple, especially the woman that's not even his biological mother, and see what happened with that. And Gay Wade, yeah, he freaking gay on the low, man. I'm respect that dude, yo. For real. Like, you see what he did to this son now and stuff. And he did it in a way that, you know what? Let me use the situation to pan in that community so hard the way they did, like for his own publicity stunt. It's like, yo, it's sad and sickening.
It's very sickening.
Yeah, like
I mean, this is how I feel. If you go that way, do you. Just don't put it on everybody else. Stop putting it out there. Yeah, like public for us to see. Not all of us feel that way. So please stop bringing it to us like that.
And they want to get mad, like, that people's comment about it. Well, you put your business out there, so you can't tell nobody to mind my business when your business out in the public opening, free for people to judge and criticize about it.
Exactly. But real quick, fair use before you start talking, Marty. I just wanted to see, these don't even look like women. Like,
they're transformers.
Yeah, these are the lady boys. They don't look like.
Can you try the bit? And they don't notice that you're actually really young?
No.
They don't?
No one.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
She's ugly.
Okay, so you were 14 and then you talked with some guy from Dubai?
Yeah.
And then tell me the story, I'm curious. Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, how much?
How much? What? How much?
I mean, how much for a cappuccino here?
30 baht in the 7-Eleven there.
You think I meant something else?
You mean something else?
Yeah, because we're in Pattaya right now, so
So
this question have different meaning here?
yeah.
Okay. What is your name?
Catherine.
Oh, hi, Catherine. Where are you from?
Thai.
Can I see your eyes?
Oh my goodness.
What's the whole thing doing
Thai.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm done with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get out of here because I know my echo is echoing. But yeah, what's up? What was I gonna say? Yeah, like you got guys taking videos and asking how much and like blatantly like these, and I don't know who this guy is. How come he is in front page? All right, and I think at some point,
Because he's not.
well, yeah, I know, but I think at some point the Gibbet community is going to have to make a stand on it in terms of, because a lot of black women, they use you're gay and to slur somebody when something doesn't happen the way they feel like it. Oh, you're gay because this. So it's like I think somebody's going to have to check them at some point because you're using, because you're using their orientation as a slur, but then you want them to do your hair. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, do you really like these people, or you really? That's like you working with all white bosses, but when they get mad out in the street, they call people that look like you the N word. Wouldn't you feel
I
like?
have a question about that, Marty.
Wait,
Now
hold on.
that you
Let me
mentioned that, do you see that thing with Aretha Franklin as like a passive way of that check that you were just talking about? Do you see that as kind of a subliminal, maybe, of what you were just mentioned?
Uh, I don't really know too much about the Aretha thing.
I just saw it, like it popped up on my phone that they did that group you mentioned, they declared her song "Natural Woman" as offensive or something like that.
Well, I mean,
Oh, damn alphabet community nitpicking shit now. Oh, pardon
But
my
I'm saying, do
friend.
you see that as a passive way of kind of like taking a shot at them?
no, I mean like more so like current stuff, like because that 50 years ago, whatever was done is done. I'm talking like in the
Yeah,
current.
yeah, but now it's a subject. Like now it's a point. Like yeah, she made it 50 years ago, but now that now it's a news story. So like, do you see that as kind of being a subliminal check? Because it's like they're attacking one of their old idols.
Well, I think that's between them and the women directly. I'm just talking like on things where they use their orientation to say stuff about the men. Like, because them being a natural woman, that's a woman singing the song, and that's between them and the woman. I'm talking like when a black woman gets angry, the first thing she's going to do, oh, you're gay, you mess with lady boys, you mess with trans. But um, a lot of black women, and we seen, Melody's friend get on here, Ruby, and I checked her about it. She said trans women are real women. So I'm like, wait a second.
Hey, what?
Yeah, you didn't know that? If you go back, what is it, Ruby? 3 streams ago that you did live streams ago. If
It
you go,
was a while ago. Like
yeah,
Wait a minute.
4 months.
Yeah, remember you was telling me that, Melanie. Yeah. She's lucky I wasn't up there.
yeah, if you go back 3 streams ago or 3 or 4 streams ago, I came on literally at the end. Like, just go to the end. I'm not, because she was saying, and listen, you could believe whatever you want to believe, but I'm just saying you got to be consistent. So I'm like, all right, if that's what you want to go with, cool, let's go with that. But then if your man, your boyfriend or your husband, you found out that he was knocking down trans women in college, would you be cool with it? Because they're real women, right? Right? So more than likely they're going to say no. So this is what I'm saying. It's like you want to tell us, oh yeah, they're real women, but then if you find out a guy was even tricked, we're not even saying he knowingly did anything. If you find out he was tricked, then you're just going to hit the label on him. Boom, you're shunned because you can't un-jihad. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is why I keep trying to tell people there's no un-jihad switch for men. It is for women. You could be bi, lesbian, and then you can just turn like, oh, I'm straight now. Everything is good. But for guys,
You're still a lesbian.
but I mean, as far as men don't really care about that. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
But
females
we don't
just-
but we don't use that as an insult. You see what I'm saying? We don't say, oh, you're gay and it's just, it doesn't make sense. But this is what I'm saying. The LGBT community, whatever, they're gonna have to eventually check y'all about that. Because on one hand, you like the fashion, you like the gossip, you like the hair extensions, the makeup, all that stuff. But then soon as something doesn't go right, you use their orientation as a slur. And I'm surprised they haven't checked y'all because they got the power to check a lot of stuff. So I'm surprised they haven't checked y'all. And I think
they're not going to.
I just think, the longer this whole passport thing, because, and I'll say this and I'll go because I know you're about to do your thing. My thing is like this. I always look at spreadsheets, right? Because when you can look at the spreadsheet, you can see the beginning date and the end date, and you can see how you got from point A to point B. You don't have what we tend to do in this community. You ever put a book up to your face, like really, really close? You can only see like one letter, right? Now imagine if you pull the book back, what happens? You can see the big picture. So what I'm saying is I'm looking at the big picture here. And I'm like, what is the end game for all this stuff? You could say, oh, Austin's only 23, right? But he's the tip of the spear. He is not the only 23-year-old that's now. You made it so popular. You put the TikToks out there. Like, honestly, if Austin would have just traveled and said it's that bad, and then everybody just said, "Oh, okay, it's that bad," and just went about their business, none of this would be happening. And to be honest with you, he's never said it's that bad. Black women. He said modern women. So the fact that you hear all these black women getting offended, he never mentioned you by race. He said modern women. He never said black modern women. He always said modern women is that bad. So the fact that you don't see Chinese women, getting mad to the level of black women, you don't see overweight Latina women en masse making videos. I mean, you could probably find one or two, but the fact that you could only find one or two actually substantiates my argument. You could see, probably go on TikTok right now, type up passport bro arguments. And what's the major race that's having a major argument? So it's basically, all I'm saying is the hit dog is hollering the loudest right now. And it's like, it's kind of like low key embarrassing for them. It's not embarrassing for me, because when people go overseas, you don't think I don't know if you've even seen it. The African women are starting to make videos to go against the women here, the black women here, because they're saying dirty foot stuff. And I'm like, a lot of those communities over there are a lot well put together and cleaner than the inner city rat hole that you live in. But because you don't travel, you don't have any idea how much better those communities actually are. So you actually look stupid. And I just think that most of these people are making these arguments. Not you, Melly. I'm just saying, like, look, when you see a ladyboy, you kind of know. If that's what you're into, then whatever. But nobody's being tricked about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can look at that and be like, something's not right. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm just saying, who's more known for doing stuff like that? We're not known for that. I mean, we can go down the line who actually is, but nobody seems to bring that up, and that's fine. But anyway, with that said, I'll just leave it right there. I'm just like, where is this all going to end up for y'all? Because at the end of the day, y'all can't go up to guys and put rings on their fingers.
Right.
That's not how it works as far as what I've known. So if nobody is going to be doing that moving forward, where does that leave? Not saying you, but them as a whole. Like, okay, you guys are going overseas, but I'm trying to tell you, other races of women are laughing at y'all because they're looking at their men. They're like, it ain't never going to get that bad where our guys are physically removing themselves from America, spending. And they make it sound like it's ridiculous, but what I'm saying is this. If you go to Thailand, the most expensive thing is the plane ticket, right?
Mhm.
The plane ticket might cost, I don't know, $2,300, $19, depending on when you go. But it's the most expensive thing. Once you get there, life is cheap. So what I'm saying is, what's happening where people en masse are taking expensive plane tickets, and you have to understand, when you travel, you have to have enough money to maintain your rent here in the States, and then also go to where you're going and live well over there. So you have to be making a decent amount of money, right? So what's happening where these guys are saying, you know what, rather than stay here and maybe invest that money, buy a property, or, go to the club, whatever, I'm going to take this, I'm going to pack my bags, I'm going to take a 20 to 21 hour flight with possible layovers, all to go somewhere else to have a cup of coffee with a decent person. I don't know if y'all looking at it like that, but if I was a woman, I would be very embarrassed to know that my men are like checking out like that, because the other women are embarrassed for y'all. And I don't think, see, the thing is, y'all don't have no white girlfriends. Y'all don't have no Chinese girlfriends. So y'all don't really understand. Y'all do the whole thing. Yeah, girl, you fine, girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, y'all need to really diversify your friends list so you can kind of have like a more accurate description of what real people view you as. Because if we say it, we're hating, you hate your mother, small D energy. I mean, whatever, right? But if you had like other women around you who were fit, friendly, getting married, having the results that you probably want, that would basically put y'all in a better. It's like if I was a bum and I started hanging around millionaires, what do you think is going to happen eventually? I'm going to be more like them. But so if we take that same concept and we back engineer it, right? If you're a bum and you hang around a bunch of bums, what do you have? You have the current black community where everybody's just doing bum shit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if all your friends had the same, or not even your friends, if all these women are having the same attitude, black man ain't this, my friend, she got knocked up, oh, she got beat, whatever the case is, if all y'all have the same attitude, guess what? All y'all bums. You see what I'm saying? So I'll just leave it right there because I know my echoing is echoing, and I'm gonna fix this. I gotta call a company, but they're like backlogged. I left like tickets, so I'm waiting for them to get back to me. It's probably something simple that I didn't think about it, but I'll leave it right there.
Something real simple.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh, subscribe to the channel. I'm almost at 1,000. I got like 2 or 3 more spots to hit 1,000. So if anybody wants to subscribe, I'll tell you where I'm at right now before I get off. I am at shit. I'm at 998.
Ooh, 2 more. Let's go. If you haven't subscribed to Marty already, make sure you subscribe. He had dropped the link in the chat. Drop it again, Marty. 2 more people. All we need is 2 more people to hit that link. Get him to 1,000. Let's go. I think that's pretty cool because I remember how excited I was when I got to 1,000. It was so exciting.
Yeah, and I'm doing like, when people go through like my last, I would say at least 10 videos. Seriously, I'm doing O'Shea level content in terms of production quality. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you've been to my channel recently.
No, I seen it.
Yeah, like I do it all myself. I don't have a team. I actually have my editor's named Jamal. And I have like I have a running storyline with him, just how like kind of O'Shea has with Dima, but it's like more intensive with Jamal because he's like my guy. Yeah, so I have like there's a lot of things going on. I'm gonna be traveling soon, so I'm gonna pivot the channel a bit to go more on like traveling overseas, a little bit of tech, because everybody's asking me like, what kind of cameras. And once I get my mic, I don't know why it started echo. I probably hit like a button somewhere. I have to figure that out. But my mic is they want to know what the setup and how I get to sound like this. But yeah, I'll be doing like a lot of stuff. But like I said, 2 more followers for the night. I'm almost at the, I don't know if you hit the 4,000 mark. You probably hit the 4,000 mark, but
no, I didn't even get to 2,000. I'm almost at 2,000.
What? Okay, all right. So I got a little bit. I'm like at 3,000 right now, and I'm a small channel. You know what I'm saying? I think I got a really like dope fan base, and that's the way I want it. Like I want, like I don't want like 500,000 subscribers, but then when I drop something, only like 10,000 watch. So if I have like at least like 80% penetration, like when my artist really messes with me, that's better than somebody that has a ton more followers, because it's about watch time. It's not about followers. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I got more content coming. I dropped one today. This week I dropped 3 videos. This is like my busiest week ever. But I got more shit coming through, and stay tuned.
All right, we definitely will. Everybody follow Marty. Let's go. Definitely follow him. He dropped his link. It's right there on the screen. Make sure you hit subscribe right now. All right, so Marty, just stay muted if you want. You don't have to leave. Like your input is I say import. Your input is very important because you are a passport, bro. Right?
Oh no, I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
Oh yeah, me too, kinda, but I'm up here for a little while.
Yeah, once I get, like I said, this is my number 1 setup. I usually without the echo is my number 2 portable setup, which it's a good setup, but I like this one better. But yeah, when I come back on, until I get this fixed, I'll be on my number 2 setup where there's no echo.
All right, cool. Well, I always appreciate you coming through, you know. But Mel?
Mhm.
Oh, good, you there. I know adult supervision, he's coming back. What do you got to say on a topic?
What topic is it?
We were talking about like lady boys. Oh, you already spoke your mind on the lady boys, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you spoke your mind on it. But honestly, those lady boys that I just showed, they look like dudes. Um, but I did see some really good ones who could trick you, but I'm pretty sure they're telling men that they're men before, they do anything. It's not like they're getting them in bed, doing whatever they're doing, and then that's it. You know what I mean? I don't think that's what they're doing. So I think that's BS, that whole ladyboy thing. The only ones that's messing with ladyboys are the ones that been GA from the door. What's your take on it, Chaos Rain?
On what? On what you want me to take? What take on what? Good.
We were talking about ladyboys.
So that's a man, right? They was showing.
Yeah, yeah, ladyboys overseas.
Lady boy. That's a
They're
man.
they're called ladyboys. Do you think the passport
Lady boy.
rules?
So that's a weirdo. Different transformer. What's that?
Yes, it's a
That's
transformer.
disturbing. And that's in where? What country that is?
Well, like overseas, like the Philippines, Thailand, Brazil.
I tell you one thing, man. I'm not sure how they do in regards to identification if they have like a birth certificate out there in those other countries, but here, I mean, I think they. I don't know if they pass it there. You could change your birth certificate now up here in America. I think they could do that down here, if I
Hmm.
remember. So, if it's rampant down there, I mean, you are not safe if you're a heterosexual man at all in any part of the globe. These maybe Africa is probably last place because they will chop heads most likely. They will put you in jail for your alternative, and the West is trying hard to convince the African nations to accept this. I mean, if you go outside this country in those type of countries that is possibly known, you put yourself at risk as a heterosexual black man.
Hmm.
Personally, and I would not feel comfortable knowing dealing with any person that looks like a man, like thin, and it looked like obvious like this is not no female, you know. And we know
But
females are ugly, but it's
some
getting
of them
harder.
aren't obvious, though. Some of them aren't obvious. That's what I'm saying.
Well, if they're not obvious, then you're in deep doo doo. You go mess.
Especially with the surgery and everything. You can get like a BBL to make you look just like a woman. Get your
These,
face
these
done, makeup.
these BBLs, Melanie, these women gonna have to keep going back and back to go get it done again because if they don't go back on a knife, that jug's gonna look like a diaper. And after 10 years,
Diaper.
yes, that's what. Look at Nicki Minaj, married that little box accent, and she had hers for over 10 years. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, I did not know you. Once you get that procedure done, depending who you go to, you have to go get it done again. So why would you, as a person, if you had the money, put yourself at greater risk? There was a particular artist. This is not rumor. This is what's circling and is kept quiet of a woman that's from Jamaica, a well-known dance artist, went and got herself a BBL, and she almost lost her life. She went in a coma in the DR.
Mm-hmm.
She had like a slight heart problem, and she went almost to a deep. Now she says she's all right, but I'm thinking, and we look at some of the black women that's really, and she's jet black, that she's already had body. Why would you go out your way to go get your butt done
I
at
don't know.
47 years old? That's the question I had to ask. Why do you risk that? And especially the older you get, it's more riskier.
I don't know why. I know Madonna. Madonna got hers done.
Well, Madonna, a different case, and God knows, no matter how much money she got, she probably trusted the doctors that day to do it on her, and she made it all right.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm not sure if I snagged this on IG. If I should have grabbed this. The doctor on IG that was circling through Instagram said that one of the most hardest and most dangerous procedures ever to anybody will put themselves at risk is getting BBL because you have muscle. You have certain elements behind your backside that it's not easy procedure. You just go and take fat and put fat or put silicone or whatever.
Mhm.
And it
True.
hit me and it hit me say, why is that? Because there's so many you know how everything runs by muscles
Mhm.
and fibers?
Mhm.
That is a organ that if you want it to be toned and get to result, you have to do exercise. The chest, no problem, because this is only pure fat. You get me? There's no really like serious muscles on women's chest, depending on how her chest is built. But the behind, that's pure muscle if you work it out and you take care of it a certain way.
Yeah, it definitely is disgusting. Everybody know how I feel about BBLs. But real quick before we move on, fair use, fair use. I'm about to share something real quick. Hold on.
One who turned out to be a ladyboy. That wasn't a good trick at all. Hey guys, thank you for watching the Black Filipino TV. Now today we're getting into this. Now this here is gonna be titled "Tranny Tricked in the Philippines." The guy was tricked by a tranny in the Philippines. Now it's a crazy situation, guys. One of my subscribers, he actually sent this to me, and he sent me his full story. And the thing was, he came out to the Philippines and he ran into some crazy circumstances, and I need to go home right now and actually read what he sent me because, guys, it's very intense. And it may not happen to a lot of you guys, but it happened to him, and it's been a nightmare for him. And actually, this is not funny at all. It's tragic. So, yeah, guys, I actually feel bad for him that this happened, but it does happen, and it can happen because out here in the Philippines, you have some really look like women. I mean, there's ways you can tell, but sometimes there could be some that are too good because other guys have been tricked in the past, and he was tricked. So let's get into the particulars of how he was tricked because he breaks down everything.
Fair use, fair use. This is for educational purposes only. Please do not give me a copyright strike on this because I've been getting them a lot. But fair use. I'm gonna continue.
Love letters, everything. It's crazy. But guys, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it right now. All right, guys. Now let me get into this. Now, before I get into it, I want to let you guys know I spoke to the person. He let me know that I can share the story. All right, so let's go. This is what it says here. I normally watch your video and just needed someone to vent to. I came to the Philippines on the 10th of April. 42-year-old black male. I came here in hopes to find a wife and settle down. Since I arrived, I've been struck with bad luck after bad luck. I started to do vlogs, but as a loner, I didn't have much friends and my video wasn't getting any traction. However, I don't know where to start with this nightmare. However, I just want to be forthcoming as possible. I went on Tinder, OkCupid, Filipino Cupid, etc. to try and meet someone. That's that's red flag number one. You know, he came to the Philippines. He definitely shouldn't have been online dating. He should have been out talking to women. But let's get right into it. And he said, everyone I met kept asking me for money. The first girl I met as me for 40, first thing, the first girl I met asked me for 40,000 pesos to replace the phone that she lost. Everyone I kept meeting had a story of their kids, family, and just a sad story, and all wanted me to help them. After 1 week, I said, F this, and just started to stay in my Airbnb. I was upset, didn't want to go outside because it seemed as though everyone just talked to me for my money, or I was ignored. Okay, any questions so far, guys?
Okay, any questions so far, guys?
No.
You know, because I have to stop it sometimes because I don't want to get flagged. So, but you guys heard what they said, right?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Everyone in the Philippines seemed super nice and friendly. I didn't feel anyone would clutch their purse when I walked by or crossed the street. Everyone seemed inviting and very welcoming, so I just didn't understand why I couldn't meet a nice Filipina. I had dread I had dreaded it, so I decided to cut it off as I wasn't too sure if that was the reason why I wasn't meeting anyone who wanted a relationship based on love. While locked away in my Airbnb in Makati, I would occasionally go on Tinder. Finally, I met someone who turned out to be a ladyboy. We hung out the entire day, and at the end of the day, she gave me head.
Oh
She was
no!
not interested in my money.
What?
She
What? What?
had.
What? What? What?
Yep, you heard it. She gave him head. Oh my
See,
goodness.
see, gotta be very careful. See, when
Ugh.
it's evident, and depending if they still got their equipment, the first thing they want to do right away is to give you head. So once they really start to unveil, that's when they shock and surprise you. But it's already too late. You have engaged in a homosexual activity. Can you let a
Yeah.
man suck you off? I tell you, gotta be very fucking careful. Somebody
Oh
in the
my
panel. I'm gonna let
goodness.
somebody speak. Somebody just come in the panel.
Yeah, Killer Swag. Killer Swag, your thoughts on what you heard so far?
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's not.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is really crazy. I don't even know if I should keep going. I don't even know if I want to hear the rest.
That,
Might as well play it. Might as well finish it off.
who is this? Yeah, keep playing.
Killer
As
Swag.
well.
Yeah, but I.
Foreigners get tricked by, and does this guy got a big following on YouTube?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just disturbed by what I heard.
Because to really come out in the open, and I understand he's telling us to protect other black men, which I got to give him respect for that
Right.
because let's be honest, a lot of men think that the weirdo community that's so rampant here in the West, they think is not anything beyond where we live at. No, it is rampant across the globe right now. It's spreading. Sometimes certain parts, if you're not careful, it hits harder. It's only America is a little bit more protected. You get me? And,
Yeah.
and listen, even protected, they won't even let you know that they gone through that procedure. You get me, Melly? They
Yeah.
still play the games because they know say if they really come out and say I'm this, do you think any man that's in his right healthy mind, heterosexual, going to deal with somebody that is said they're part of that life?
Yeah. No, I don't
Now
know.
Marty came back. Marty, remember you asked Ruby that question about that, and I agree with you, brother. That should be pressured because these people out here now, they disguise not telling their identity, and they will do these things that they got this man caught up, and now it spoils him and his reputation, and it makes him messed up mentally. Do you get me, Marty?
Yeah. Do I have an echo still? I just made a change.
No, you're
No.
good. Just
No,
talk.
you're good. You're good.
Oh my god, I just fixed it. I can't believe it.
Yes. Yay, Marty.
Wow, this is crazy. Okay, I'll stay for like 5 more minutes. This is
Yeah, but you
crazy.
understand the question, right? Because
Yeah, go ahead.
you
Did you?
understand.
Did you? Okay.
Did you understand what I said, Marty? That how they tell us that these people could be identified? That's insane. That is insane. Because they can identify them and they have to tell you what they really are biologically. Biological.
Oh,
What
so
did you hear? What happened so far, Marty? Was you listening?
no, I just came back. I watched a couple of YouTube videos to fix it, and I actually fixed it. And I just wanted to. I just came right back real quick.
All right, I'm gonna play this one from the beginning for you to hear. You ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And give you an honest opinion on it. Okay.
This here is going to be titled Tranny Tricked in the Philippines. The guy was tricked by a tranny in the Philippines. Now, it's a crazy situation, guys. One of my subscribers, he actually sent this to me, and he sent me his full story. And the thing was, he came out to the Philippines.
Fair use. Fair use.
He ran into some crazy circumstances. and we need to go home right now and actually read what he sent me because guys, this is very intense, and it may not happen to a lot of you guys, but it happened to him, and it's been a nightmare for him. And actually, this is not funny at all. It's tragic. So yeah, guys, I actually feel bad for him that this happened, but it does happen, and it can happen because out here in the Philippines, you have some really look like women. I mean, there's ways you can tell, but sometimes there could be some that are too good because other guys have been tricked in the past, and he was tricked. So let's get into the particulars of how he was tricked because he breaks down everything, love letters, everything. It's crazy. But guys, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it right now. All right, guys. Now let me get into this. Now before I get into it, I want to let you guys know I spoke to the person. He let me know that I can share the story. All right, so let's go. This is what it says here. I normally watch your video and just needed someone to vent to. I came to the Philippines on the 10th of April. 42-year-old black male. I came here in hopes to find a wife and settle down. Since I arrived, I've been struck with bad luck after bad luck. I started to do vlogs, but as a loner, I didn't have much friends and my video wasn't getting any traction. However, I don't know where to start with this nightmare. However, I just want to be forthcoming as possible. I went on Tinder, OkCupid, Filipino Cupid, etc. to try and meet someone. That's red flag number one. You know, he came to the Philippines. He definitely shouldn't have been online dating. He should have been out talking to women. But let's get right into it. And he said, everyone I met kept asking me for money. The first girl I met as me for 40, first thing, the first girl I met asked me for 40,000 pesos to replace the phone that she lost. Everyone I kept meeting had a story of their kids, family, and just a sad story, and all wanted me to help them. After 1 week, I said, F this, and just started to stay in my Airbnb. I was upset, didn't want to go outside, because it seemed as though everyone just talked to me for my money, while I was ignored. Everyone in the Philippines seemed super nice and friendly. I didn't feel anyone would clutch their purse when I walked by or crossed the street. Everyone seemed inviting and very welcoming, so I just didn't understand why I couldn't meet a nice Filipina. I had dread I had dreaded it, so I decided to cut it off as I wasn't too sure if that was the reason why I wasn't meeting anyone who wanted a relationship based on love. While locked away in my Airbnb in Makati, I would occasionally go on Tinder. Finally, I met someone who turned out to be a ladyboy. We hung out the entire day, and at the end of the day, she gave me head.
All right, let's stop it right there because that's where.
My money,
Okay.
All right, so far,
falling asleep,
why can't I stop it? Hold on.
during the night, I felt something moist.
Oh, I might as well keep going.
No idea why. I fell back to sleep. When I woke up, I asked her, was she doing something in my sleep last night? And she told me no. She claims that she was just hugging me. After questioning her several times over, she then told me she was a ladyboy and that she was just hard. I flipped out on
Wow.
her for that entire day, and for whatever reason, I decided to hang out with her.
What?
She took me to her family in Signal City to gig. I continued to hang out with her as she was showing me around the city. Yesterday, she went home for a change of clothes and didn't come back. This here is serious. This is a crazy situation. Um, and I feel bad for the brother. But in a way, there's always a sign where you would know. You know, when dealing with a ladyboy, something will be off. Sometimes you have some that will be able to fool you. I've seen them out there. There are some that will be able to fool you, but still, something to give it away. Maybe the voice, or a lot of times you can tell because they're too feminine. You understand what I'm saying? Like regular woman, usually like there'll be some hardness to them. I know it sounds crazy, but you guys know what I mean. If you understand women, women are not super feminine. You have some that are, but then not how lady boys are. And then the voice will give it away. Something to give it away. Maybe the shape in the hips, shoulders, something will be off to where you'll notice. Wait a minute, no, something's wrong. Or just from the reactions, the natural reactions women have. When you're around women, you know. So I say
Just
this.
look at the hands.
In the Adam's apple, right?
It is crazy too that she
Yeah. I mean, but
actually
they get good with covering that up, though.
All right, let's pause it because I think I played it for too long. All right, what are your
All right.
thoughts, Marty? What are your thoughts on that? I want to hear your thoughts on that. What are your
All
thoughts?
right. This is what I think. Audio sounds cool.
Yes, you sound great.
Yeah, I'm still good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is what I think. Number one mistake is that I mean, let's just call it what it is. He's desperate, right?
Hmm.
So you have to be giving off a certain kind of energy where a woman's going to feel comfortable even giving you a story like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Or at which point somebody did give you a story, you should just get up and leave, or just never. You should block them. You should have enough options lined up where you're like, all right. And because he didn't, when something actually did come through, he's thinking like, oh, this is next level. I actually found one, and that's why he got. So you can't go, and that comes with not knowing the culture that you're traveling to, which is I say a million times. I don't know what part of the country he was in, but he should have known this particular part has these situations. He should have contacted someone who lives there. Like, hey, what should I look out for? So if you're going over there to expressly meet somebody, then you're going to run into situations. That's why I say, it's not for me. It's not all about that. That's like 10 layers below why I travel. I mean, it's there, but it ain't really that serious. So if I'm getting anything like that, it's automatic cutoff. And then you should know, even if you do get to the point where you're going to have coffee, hey, show me your cousins,
Hmm.
or you could even tell them, hey, bring one of your friends so you feel comfortable.
Right.
Then if she says, oh no, I can't, okay, maybe the first time you can't do it, but oh, okay. Oh, something came up. Let's reschedule. And then you keep doing it until she brings, if you want to go that far. After the first time, I might just cancel. But if you really want, because then if she brings somebody, she's going to have to tell you either that she lied or her friend, like somebody's going to have to tell you something at some point, right?
Hmm.
It's going to look hella awkward where the friend is there and she knows the secret and you're the only one that doesn't know. It's just you should know how to feel the vibes. And this is what those guys say, oh, you gotta have game when you travel overseas. Like, no, you gotta be like socially aware. Game has nothing to do with it. You just gotta be conscious of body language. You gotta ask the right questions. It's just basically social cues you got to have. It's not about this game nonsense. No, you just got to know how to read the room. It's just that simple. You could say that's game, I guess. I just don't like it to call it that because, everybody has this game thing, but nobody has results. So if you
Each
can't
one
show no results, I ain't interested. Um, you know. Now, quick question. My audio sounds clear. Like we good?
very clear. Yes.
Okay, this is how it's supposed to sound.
Yes.
This is crazy. Yeah, I'm like shit. I got this shit sounding so good. I want to talk and shit.
Yeah.
Ty C wrote in the chat room. So if you want to pull up
Oh,
his,
Thai City, I see it. He said, he found out and still chose to be down. That's the part that's weird.
because he's been broken. He's been butt broken. Anytime when you say fuck it, I'll take anything, that tells me, damn dude,
Let's try to watch
you're
our
not.
language.
It's like this, man. You did not want to take the time out to really start dating properly. Now you come to another country where the possibility, like I said, there's boy childs, whatever you want to call them nowadays, these weird old labels. And you go around and say, damn, but she gave me, or she gave me an experience that I just said, screw it, I'm just going to ignore it. Why would you come on? I mean, I understand you're supposed to warn everybody else, but when he's giving out the story, it seemed like, say, bro, I get it. Did you do anything to him? No, I just like continue and I still see this person. Then it tells me where you at. You have conformed to homosexuality. I'm sorry, bro. You're done. Your manhood's
Yeah,
been taken away.
but he didn't know. Wait,
Yeah,
so
but you know,
now
but like I
you
gotta
know
agree
what
with
I'm
Ty
gonna ask.
City. I gotta agree with Ty City. He says
Okay,
no
go ahead.
excuse, bro. Shit.
There's no excuse, but does that make you G hate if you did not know and someone gives you head? Does that make you?
Like I said, nowadays, if y'all dudes, if the first thing these people go down, they want to go give you head and everything else. I don't know, man.
Well, first of all, let's all say congratulations to Marty McFly. Yay, he got
Yo, I appreciate it.
1,000 subs.
Crazy. That's a milestone. You know, we're gonna get the watch hours up so I can get monetized.
Yes.
That's the next place we gotta go. But I definitely appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Definitely much appreciated. Man, I'm just so happy I got the audio together. You don't know, I've been dealing with this like 3 weeks. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
But I actually figured it out. I went to some random video. They're like, "Oh, switch this button, switch that," and I'm like, "Okay, let me try it." But yeah, like I mean, dudes really gotta just do the homework because that's what people don't do. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
they don't do the necessary homework, and they just go to these places thinking that it's just gonna be all good, and it's really not. Like I never try to make traveling seem like something it's not. Like some guys, oh, it's beautiful. Like no, you gotta understand. Like these are countries where um people don't have welfare. Just that alone, we
Mhm.
don't really have to even go no deeper than that. Imagine if they had no welfare in New York City.
Mhm.
It'd be a madhouse.
Oh yeah.
It would be nuts. Like so, these people they have nothing. There's like, I mean, if you have like they might have like local food programs and little things like that. But in general, like these people don't have if they don't do what they got to do, they don't eat, and that's just the period of it all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And in the U.S., we don't have that. We always think, oh, there's always going to be some way, somehow, we're going to be okay. But these people, so if you putting yourself in a position to get got, you know, like that, I mean, now is he going to be considered gay? I mean, that's. I
It's
mean,
hard to say, right? Like, cause he got head and he said he felt something wet on his butt. So
wait, on his butt?
I think so. He said he was laying with them and he felt something wet, right? Then he say that on his butt, and that's when the guy finally admitted he was a ladyboy and he was hard, and that's where the wet came from.
Oh, I must have missed that part.
Oh no, he
That's crazy.
definitely say it. Anybody else heard him say that? He definitely said it.
Okay. I mean, wait. So let me just understand. So you're saying they were both laying in bed, and then how did he feel his butt if they're both laying down?
I guess they were laying where he was holding him, like you know how you hold your girl and her butt is on you. I guess that's how it was, or something like that, or she holds you. But I
Huh?
just think it's
Uh,
weird.
yeah. I don't even want to know the details. I'm just confused. Um,
Yeah, but it's just I don't
yeah,
know.
it's
It's just
crazy. I just don't run into these situations, so it's like I I don't even know how to react to it necessarily. I'm just like confused, like but that, like I said, when you desperate, you do stupid stuff.
that's
You got
true.
guys have to understand, even in a foreign country, you don't always have to be up under a female. Like to me, like I don't understand. Um, I don't understand. I travel, but I just don't understand for that specific purpose to do that. That just leaves you open for liabilities on so many different levels. Like, but again, every time you hear about a guy getting robbed, drugged, it's always like the same scenario. Oh, I came in, I didn't know anybody, I met her on Tinder, this
Yeah.
happened, blase, blase, blah, and then it just goes from there. So I'm like, this has kind of been like a thing for a while.
Well, that's their first mistake. Stop meeting women on Tinder because
Yeah,
Meet them in real life. That way you can see if she has a Adam's apple or if she has big hands or big feet. You'll know if she's a man.
Yeah,
It's
or
all
at least because certain countries are easier for Tinder. Like if you went to the Eastern European, that's different. You're not
Mhm.
gonna run certain countries like you're not gonna run into this type of thing. Like, they don't like if we would just pick like Argentina, just to pick out a rabbit out of the hat, they're not known for ladyboys. You know what I'm saying? So you're pretty safe to if you're gonna use Tinder there or like Hawaii, you're not gonna run into a plethora of this. And usually they tell you on the profile anyway.
the Asian countries, Brazil, and even Colombia. I heard they were big on lady boys, but it's just, I
But
think
it's
it's
it's also obvious. That's what I'm trying to say. Like even in Colombia, it just don't even look right. Like I've seen in certain areas something that just doesn't look right.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
I don't have to talk to them, and like the minute you look at them from a distance, let alone sit down with them and talk over a period of time, like it wouldn't even get that far. It's like, oh, okay, I know um what direction not to go in. You see what I'm saying? So
I'm not
it's
gonna lie, I don't.
yeah.
I saw a Colombian lady boy here
Hmm.
in the States. She was Hispanic, but they have all right, so they're not like black men,
Right.
where black men usually have more masculine features than Asian men or Hispanic men. They usually Asian and Hispanic men have smaller hands, smaller feet, slimmer bodies, slimmer faces, so it's easier for them to pull that off. Whereas with a black lady boy,
Hmm.
you can tell. You look at a black lady boy, you automatically know that's a man. But these other guys, they be all little and short and petite. You can't tell. So yeah, it's just something you got to be careful with. You can tell when they start talking though. Like if you say, "Hi, what's your name?" They start talking, you're like, "Oh no, that's a lady boy." So there are ways to find out.
Yeah, and that's a part of like just being social. Like if you get your social game up and just because the way he makes it sound is it's almost like this is the first girl that he spoke to. It
Yes.
and that's the problem because now I'm thinking like, well, how long were you there? Um, how many of these dates were you going on, and then how desperate really were you? Where it was because sometimes people see red flags and just ignore it. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So I think that's probably what happened. He probably knew something wasn't he in other words, please like this. It's like if somebody's about to rob you, right?
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
don't really know that person's about to pull out a gun and rob you, but you kind of feel uneasy, like something's not right. So I'm giving it that. I'm like, he probably knew something wasn't exactly right, but because it was like the first person to give him a decent day, he just overlooked it. And so now when things go down, were you really tricked to a certain extent? Like I don't
I
know,
think
but
he may have been tricked. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, but then we go into speculation, like I can't speculate. I just wouldn't be in that scenario because before I go anywhere, I kind of know people on the ground. Even if I go to a country that I've never been, I'll know somebody who's there who can kind of at least dog walk me through the first week or two, and then I got it from there.
Yeah,
You
like
see
my
what I'm
brother,
saying?
when he goes to the Philippines, his best friend lived there. His best friend that he went to school with moved there. He's kind of famous. He raps over there. And he's Filipino. So
Right,
he knows all of that. So he told, like my brother said, he almost got tricked a couple of times because they look all right. Like they look like women. And he said his boy, thank God his boy was there because he was like, oh no, that's a man. That's a lady boy. So according to my brother, it is kind of hard to detect. Um,
right,
the men from the women, especially in the Asian countries, because they're so small anyway. They're already short and petite. So, it's easy. I mean, it's hard.
right. Now, let me ask you a question. Like, is this like one of the main things that women are coming up with these days, like, oh yeah, these guys are going over there because it's one thing to get tricked. What you say?
I said, absolutely. This is what women are saying, which is stupid.
But my question is this: I'm just trying to pose it as a question. It's
Mm-hmm.
one thing to go over there for that specific purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's another thing to be tricked. Like I don't think this guy went there specifically for that purpose. But you're
Either.
people are trying to frame it like, oh, this is what your guys are going. Because if he went there for that specific purpose, then I'm sure he wouldn't have wrote this guy this long letter. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I feel the same.
you see what I'm saying? So I'm saying I
Mhm.
don't think people are going anywhere to be drugged or tricked. That's like saying, oh, you're going over there, they're gonna rob you. I don't think anybody goes to this country with their pockets open, specifically like, oh, come rob me because that's what I'm here for.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, so this, I'm just trying to, and it's stupid for me to even try to make sense of a stupid argument because I know it just doesn't make any sense to begin with. So I'm just trying to like make it make sense, but I, that would be like the perfect get back to be like, well, what do you think? I'm going here with my credit cards open with a sign on my forehead saying, "Hey, I'm a mark. Yeah, rob me next." Like, I don't think anybody necessarily goes for that specific reason.
Yeah, I don't either. So I'm with you on that. I don't think they're going on purpose to get these lady boys. I think they're being tricked, just like this guy. But anybody else on the panel have anything to say about this before I continue?
Yeah, but let
Matt,
me go.
oh,
Let me go because
you
I know it's
leaving
getting late. Yeah, because I'm
No.
just glad I got the audio right. But I'm gonna let y'all do your thing. But I'll be on Wednesday next time you're doing something.
tomorrow? Actually, I think Kings and Dreams is gonna come on tomorrow.
Okay,
He
yeah.
wants to debate Ruby, so this should be interesting.
Oh boy, should I even come? Because I don't want to gang up on her.
No, no, come over,
Okay,
definitely.
yeah, I'll slide through tomorrow.
All right, yeah, we're gonna see how this debate goes.
All right, for sure.
All right, congratulations again.
Oh yeah, thanks for the 1,000 followers. Now we gotta binge watch my videos. We gonna get that to 4,000 hopefully sometime this month. Hopefully next
What's
month.
the watch time now?
Chill.
Shit, I'm at like 3,000.
Oh,
All
you
right.
was talking about watch time. I thought you was talking about
Oh well. Oh, okay. See you.
or
Well, am I at 3,000? Watch time. I don't know. I'm in somebody's something. Yeah, I don't know. It's around two. I got to double check, but I feel we're in the same thing. The only thing I lacking is the subscribers. I think.
Yeah, yeah, you'll get there. Like I said, I think
Let
I'm
me check.
like brand new videos. I'm probably like where I bumped up the quality because before when I used to do videos, I used to kind of just drop the like say if me and you did something, Sweet Melody, you know how the first two videos we did, right? I would
yeah.
just take the stream and just kind of like repost it sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm actually weaving in storylines, special effects, music, comedy. Like literally, like I stepped it up tenfold, and
That's dope.
probably in about 2 months, it got me well just now to 1,000, and the watch hours is getting there. So you'll get there. You just gotta keep just
Put your email in the back, and I will hit you up. We'll
all
probably
right,
do one content together or something.
all right, bet.
I'm putting it back. Okay.
All right, gotcha.
Thanks for coming, Marty. I'll see you tomorrow.
No problem, no problem.
All right, good night. I'm gonna continue playing this crazy video. I can't believe this. All right, let me go back to it. Fair use, educational purposes only, fair use.
Of course, after he argued with her, she said, "Let me get out of here, because he may do something to me or kill me. I need to get up out of here." So he was tricked. He was tricked, but it can happen. But usually, it happens if you're like drunk. I can tell from the story here. I don't think he was super drunk or anything. But still, all in all, it's still a bad situation. Anybody that goes through this, man, I don't wish this on anybody. Like you don't. This is the kind of thing you don't wish on your worst enemy. You know, you don't wish on your worst enemy. But I say this, guys. I say the reason why this happened is when you come to the Philippines, you want to let yourself settle in. Like I'll give other brothers props. Like I spoke to other brothers who said, you know, when they come to the Philippines, they're going to settle in, travel around, Go see the islands and let the woman come to them. As you see here, the brother kind of wanted everything to fall in his lap right away. And when you come out here like that, you bump into problems like this. I'm not saying that everyone's going to bump into problems like this, but it can happen. Will it happen to you? Most likely not. Still, the brother was too anxious and really searching, and that's when he bumped into this headache here. So I say when you come to the Philippines, of course, Filipino women will they'll be open to speak with you. They'll be open to speak with foreigners. But the thing is, you don't go. Definitely, the number one wrong thing was going online. Okay, you get out there and talk. Like I've been out in the Philippines, and Kay will kill me when I say this, but if Kay wasn't there, I would have been able to pull something. And it has nothing to do with how I look, being a talker. The women are open and ready to talk, so just being out there on the street and just hi and, speaking with people you see in the grocery store. Maybe the grocery store lady will be single, and I said this many years ago. And the way to run game out here is not game really, because Filipinos very shy. You're out here, you see somebody you like, you go up to them, give them a card. Yeah, I think you're beautiful. Call me sometime. Give them a card. You know what? Maybe not everyone, but you give out enough cards during the day, you may have 3 or 4 phone calls that night. Sometimes even right away. Because if some Filipinos will see you, if they interested in the way you approach them, you don't be surprised. You'll be getting some phone calls. But guys, this here is a crazy situation. And it happens, as you guys seen. Of course, when you went online, the women are going to ask for money right away. A lot of times, the women that are there are going to ask for money. Now, you can find women online that are not asking for money, and what it is, I don't look at online dating necessarily as bad because all you have to do is just not do it. Just keep passing it by, keep passing it by, keep passing it by, and then get the one that's right. I can't bash online dating because you keep going and going and going and going. Okay, peace. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Before you know it, you get that good one. You just have to be patient. But still, all in all, guys, this here, it happens. It happens. I made a video about this a couple of days ago, and I didn't talk about it necessarily about this, but of course, you guys already know. Situation happens with all of you guys, most of you guys that are trying to find something. The woman asks you for money, but what happened after that was a situation where he was impatient or he didn't take the time. I don't know. Maybe he could have been drunk. I didn't speak to him after this. I would love to speak with him and say, "Hey, look, bro, I was drunk," and we hung out. I would say, "Okay, you know what? That's a little different because I think you should be able to tell somewhat." I'm not judging the brother. I'm just saying I think you should be able to tell. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this video. This is part one. There's definitely going to be a part two. I said, guys, said it was tragic, but it happened. This can happen. And also, what happened too is, a lot of guys, that happened to a couple of other subscribers of mine. I've spoken with them about the situation when he came to the Philippines. It happened with him as well. He came to the Philippines, and some vloggers will make you feel like everything is going to fall at your doorstep. It doesn't happen like that. You can come to the Philippines and find women are not just waiting and for you like that. Meaning, a lot of Filipinos are shy. You have some that are aggressive, but that'll be more in a place where more of those guys will be. But if you're somewhere in Manila, like say you're not like by BGC, because I remember I was out in BGC, you have girls over there laying in wait for guys to come. They see the opportunity, girls come over there and they call it like forgot the moonlighting. Girls would be over there moonlighting, like go over there dressed nice and do certain things to grab their attention. It's not gonna be like that everywhere. So you won't get choosing signals everywhere. You will get some guys may not even notice those choosing signals, but he was one of those guys. I had another friend that happened with as well. He was very shy. Some guys come here, they're shy. They're not gonna necessarily approach women. A lot of times, women won't give you those signals. They won't let you know they're ready to be approached. And even the video I made yesterday, the day before,
Are you playing your
showing
speakers, Melly? Why the volume went low?
how things are changing, how
She
women
turned her mic off.
What'd
and
you say? Oh, the mic was
guys
off.
that
I'm
are giving
sorry.
too much. Women are starting to know that okay, wait a minute, I can get this and I can get that. So that's starting to make it harder on guys too. But anyway, don't get me wrong. You still come here. You still have the time of your life, guys. I'm not saying it, making these videos to say it's tragic. To say the Philippines like tragic, only tragic things happen. No, but tragic things do happen. Not only tragic things happen. You come here for the most part, you're gonna have the time of your life. Definitely give the Philippines a shot. But guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also, if you like my content, you can support. You can go to my pay.
All
Story was
right,
nuts,
so
man.
that was a crazy story. I can't believe the guy got head from the lady boy. That was sad. That's kind of sad in a way. Um, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I actually know a guy here in the States who got head from a not even a lady boy, from a tranny, a black one, and he claimed he didn't know it was a man, but I'm sure he probably just was drunk or something like that guy said, and that's why he let it happen. But yeah, so yeah, I hear that. Like, just be careful when you go. That's educational, like, so you can know. Be careful because there's a lot of them over there in the Asian countries, especially.
Especially over
Um,
there in Bangkok.
yeah. Oh, you know about it too?
Yeah, I know a little bit about it.
Well, what did you hear about it?
Yeah, basically they just said like it's just a whole lot of them over there. Cause like I got friends that travel a lot too like that, and they just say like, yo, it's you rarely see it like normal women over there. Like they're over there, but it seems like it's just overflowing with lady boys. So
Yeah, that's crazy. It's scary in a way.
mhm.
Mm-mm. So, any of your friends ever got like tricked or anything by him?
I mean, if they did, they never told me.
They just said it was a lot. Like my brother, that's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, but they always just say like, man, you need to come travel with us one of these days. You know, so I said, man, once everything gets situated, I'll be over there with y'all. But right now, I'm just doing me. But yeah, I
I think you should. Have you
don't,
ever been out the states? I think you should go and travel and see the world. That's what I told
eh,
him. To say.
yeah, I never been out of the states for real.
Yeah, it'd be dope to go. You
Yeah,
know.
something different, learn different cultures.
Yeah, exactly. The food, like I would love to, try different foods.
Oh yeah,
Where it's different, you know.
hmm
So yeah, that's definitely dope.
yeah,
But
just to get a whole lot of culture shocks and stuff.
exactly. Yeah, I would even like I would love to travel the world. Um,
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that though, even back when I was younger. Though, so
yeah.
just see different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
I'd have been damn near everywhere in the United States, but
Oh yeah, me too. I've been all over the United States. I drove across the country,
oh wow,
all the way to California. I drove from New Jersey all the way to California. Crazy.
that's that's a hell of a drive.
Oh yeah, but I did it. It was fun. It was an experience.
I bet.
Mhm. Right?
Yeah. Well, I actually did drive across, across country too. I drove from where I'm at to New York. So yeah,
What where you at right now?
I'm in Cleveland.
Ohio. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
that's far, but it's not like California.
No,
It
no.
took me like a whole week to get there.
Oh yeah, yes,
It was a
yes.
crazy, it was a crazy drive.
Yeah. No, going from to New York, it took me like half a day.
Yeah. Half a day, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. Here's another story right here. What's this? Let me see this one. The hell is this?
Look like they talking to one.
Yeah. Oh, why is it fuzzy like that? It's not even clear.
Probably got to change the picture setting or something. Maybe I don't know, or
Can y'all
maybe
see
it's
it?
just like that. I see it.
All right. Can y'all hear it?
Yeah, it's low, but I hear it.
How tall are you? Tall, tall. Ano height
Look,
mo?
man, just hold on,
I don't
hold
like
on.
this one.
Stay
Alright,
tuned. We just getting personal information away. Then I'm gonna drink
alright,
it.
it's I hear it now.
You hear it?
So
Yeah.
the sermon is coming.
That looked
Your height
like
is
a
5'9"?
that looked like a lady boy. Like who would think that that was actual woman?
Pastors in the building.
I don't know.
That's how I feel about this. The pastors in the building.
Whatever, till you stay on.
Preach. This is for to be the. What did you say? The gospel.
Fair use.
You boys better listen. That's all I can tell you.
What the hell?
That's all I can tell you. Go ahead with this unnecessary but necessary deal y'all doing over here. Just to keep it going.
So
We got
how,
the
you said you're 5'9", right? How come a Filipino tall Filipino girl? Are you half?
Yes, half Sweden.
Okay, the black born.
y'all
That's
niggas
why
is
you look like that.
y'all getting a double whammy.
Turned up though.
She sound like one though.
That's what I'm saying.
This one
Like
is.
This is what
the
them niggas
voice
get
is a
scared
dead
at right
giveaway.
there. That's where these niggas get scared at right there. Because this fear, let me tell you where y'all fear comes from. Your
I'll be
fear
back,
comes
Melly.
from
Okay.
your attraction to what you are normally attracted to, but at the
What
same
is he
time
talking
knowing
about?
it's not what it looks like. This is the dangerous game in town right here. I got the book on it, though. I got the book on it, buddy. And that's why I said stick around because I'm going to preach from the book.
Sure.
And that's how I'm feeling tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? They got a collar on and everything. Tilted, boom. Peace. So I'm ready to preach.
Where's your father? How long did you meet him?
Yeah, that's hard for. See, do you think? See, this ain't part of the sermon, but I need to ask this.
So he more
Do
louder
you
than
think
a lady boy.
that's why you a lady boy because you don't know your father? Do you think that's? Do you think you would be a lady boy if your father knew?
You're around with your.
But you know what? You know what? You need to. Oh man, what if your father comes here? He. Okay, just think about this scenario. Think about this scenario though. This ain't the sermon, man, but I'm on one tonight.
Sabi niya daw.
Think about this. What if a father comes here
Daw, then ask him that.
and he likes lady boys?
What? So yung tatay mo pumunta dito and your dad like lady boys and he never
I
meet
told
you.
you I'm here for a
He
reason, nigga.
never meet you. Maybe God's going to pick you up.
Wow.
It,
Wow. That's they laughing now. That's a
she
dirty
said before
one.
her mom used to work in a bar. That's where she.
Repeat. That's like a repeater.
Diba? Ano yung tatay mo?
All right. This
Okay,
one
Joey.
is. This one's corny to me.
This is
Listen,
so
y'all
weird.
just tuned in. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm gonna preach tonight, today. And then when you're using the toilet,
But
When you
yeah,
use the
it's
toilet,
pretty
wait,
cool.
what was that?
Nag-CR ka daw. Tapos
he's
nabutan
throwing
daw.
down with this.
The
Nabutan
video done
daw.
cleared up.
Nakatayo. What do you do daw? If we find out you're a lady boy kasi coach you stand facing the
So you really could tell right here that that's a lady boy.
Yeah.
nakatayo sa CR. Tapos hindi niya alam lady boy ka. What do you do?
Lady boy. Siyempre, aminin lang namin na bakla ka eh. Ganon. Kasi ganon din eh. Wala naman ding siya na pambabae at panlalaki. I mean, meron siya na panlalaki sa pambabae, yung tomboy tsaka sa bakla yung wala. Ganon. Kaya kung papasok kami sa mga pambabae, pandidilian kami ng mga pambabae. Kasi sasabihin nila na bakla pa rin yan, lalaki yan. Ganon. Lady boy.
Kasi he will tell him the truth now that he's a lady boy because there is no CR for trans lady boy and tomboy.
Okay,
That's
but
why they going to use the lady boy. Oh, the men bathroom.
okay, but what I'm saying, some of your friends or some lady boys you know, they don't tell the guys, right?
Yung iba mo daw kaibigan na bakla, din nila sinasabi sa mga lalaki na bakla sila.
Yes. Hindi nila. Sinasabi nila sa ano,
Parang pretend that they're a woman.
yeah.
That's what, see, that's why you gotta listen. That's why you gotta listen. It's coming from the lady boys to tell you that her friends, and maybe she is too, but not trying to incriminate herself, that they are pretending to be girls.
Do you pretend
She
like
said
a
no.
girl?
She said no. Come on,
All right, I'm
girls.
gonna stop
It's like you
sharing
don't
this
want to do
now.
this.
All right, so that is
Okay,
it.
now I hope you
Oh, it's still
understand.
playing?
I understand how serious it is,
I
and you
gotta
can
stop.
ignore it if you want.
All right, that's enough of this. I just wanted to. I really was interested in knowing about it. Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
I have no words for that.
Me neither. But that's everywhere though. Like
Yeah,
they they're everywhere.
yeah, you ain't lying about that.
Hmm. But it's getting late. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna go to sleep now. But you have any final thoughts for me before I go to bed?
Uh, only my final thoughts is passport bros. Just be careful, man. Don't get caught up out here, whether it's with the Austin Holloman situation or with the Ladyboy situation. Like, just be careful out there, fellas.
Yeah, facts. I feel the same way. Be careful, cause I'm just learning about these lady boys. And it's crazy because they do look like men to me. And I'm
Mm,
sure men aren't going over there getting tricked like these women say they are, or like going over there for the men like these women are saying they are. It's all just shame and tactics. They all just trying to make you feel bad. That's all. So
sound like to me that they really don't want them to go, but they just don't know how to say it.
they don't want them to go. I hear them all. I hear women on TikTok all the time talking about how much they want men to stay here and everything.
Yeah, but it's like if you want men to stay here, okay, cool. But what are you willing to do to keep them here?
That's the question. They want them to stay, but yet they don't want them. It's like, damn, how you calling men nerds and dusties and all these words, and you're mad they're leaving. Let them go.
Yeah,
You know
but not only mad at the fact that they leaving, you seeing how well they're being treated by other cultures of women. It's like that's
exactly.
what really annoys them. It's like if you didn't want me, this girl wants me, but now all of a sudden you're mad and talking about I'm doing this, that, or the third. It's like no, like you had me when I was there, but you kept calling me a lame. You kept calling me this, that, the third. But now you see somebody else see some value in me, actually wants to pour their heart and their soul and their love into me. Now all of a sudden you mad. Like no, be
Big
mad at
facts.
yourself because when you had me, you didn't know how to act.
Hmm. Big facts. But thanks for coming, Killer Swag. I think it was a good show. We
Yeah,
had
it was cool.
we had 2 hours and 34 minutes.
Yeah, and no mischief.
Yeah, facts. All
Yeah,
right,
this is
well,
actually a good show that was from beginning to end.
that's it.
And think about it like this, Melody. This just started off as a test.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was a test and it ended up becoming a show.
Yep.
I appreciate all of y'all coming.
Hmm.
I appreciate everybody. Passport Bros, keep doing you. Don't
Yep.
stop. Don't let nobody shame you out of being great.
Just live your life.
Yep. Just live your life. Just be careful. My advice to the Passport Bros, don't talk so much. Austin.
Move in
Just
silence.
move in silence. Even if you are tricking, prostitution is legal. So I don't see anything wrong with it. Just don't talk about it. Just go do you, have fun, live your best life. Get away from these crazy women in the States. And yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
got one more thing I need to say though, for real.
Mhm.
Everybody that's watching, make sure y'all subscribe to Sweet Melody Media. And when you do, hit the bell notifications. That way you know when she drops a live or she drops pre-recorded videos or whatever she does. And make sure you share it with all of your friends on your social medias, whether it's on your community tab on YouTube or Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Get the message out here, y'all.
Thank you so much, Killer Swag. I appreciate you. But we have one person that just wanted to come up. We're going to have your initial thoughts and then your final thoughts right after because I'm about to close down. Hey, Kings and Dreams.
What is going on, Sweet Melody? What's going on? What's going on, man? Killer Swag 216. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, Kings, man?
Man.
How
Just
was your
some.
show?
I had a great show, man. I had a great show. The first like the first 2 hours. It was just I had to come back and talk my stuff, man. And I heated up. I heated up and then I opened the panel, and then we had some different conversations, and I saw you pop in there, but I saw you pop in there, and I was gonna get you to come up, but I guess you left and you did your own thing.
Yeah, I told you I had a show tonight. I
Yeah,
wish I
yeah,
could
I was supposed
stay.
to come up, and then I look, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I started really late. I was supposed to start at 9, but
Oh yeah.
it's cool. But yeah, our topic tonight, it was an open panel, but we spoke about passport bros and lady boys because now that's the shaming tactics that black women are trying to use on you guys that you are going over there to get with lady boys. What's your take on that? I know
Well,
it's crazy, right?
it's moving. It's moving the goalposts. I mean, listen, like if they, if men wanted the alphabet community, it's very obtainable in the states. So they don't need to get on a flight for that.
Exactly, because it's everywhere. But we had watched a video of a black Philippine guy. Wait, I'm gonna just show you a little clip of it because I can't really explain. Unless Killer Swag, can you explain the first video?
Basically, it was the homie describing the story about a guy who got tricked by a lady boy at the club.
Not at the
Oh, okay.
club. It wasn't at the club. He met her on Tinder.
Oh, Tinder? Wow,
You wasn't
that's
listening?
I heard y'all say Tinder, but I didn't know that he was met the lady boy on Tinder. But yeah, either
Yeah.
way is bad. Like he met the lady boy on Tinder, and they went out, and I kept hearing everybody being grossed out about saying that his butt was wet or something.
Yeah, he went to the house. He said that the lady boy gave him head, and then he said he was laying down and felt something wet poke him in the back, and that's when she told him that she was a lady boy and all this other stuff.
And didn't he say something to the effect that he just went with it?
Yeah, he was like he went and hung out with her and everything.
And then next thing you know, the lady boy ghosted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, see, I like from what I understand, like they tell you whether like they're a lady boy or not.
Not this one. Let me
Finally, I met
hold on
someone.
1 second. I'll let you see it since I'll show you a little of it.
Yeah, I mean, because like I've been on. Well, I mean, I'll speak while you're continuing to show me, but
Okay.
like because like I've been on like Bumble and like Tinder just to kind of just see, and like on their profile, like they say it right away, like either please read my profile carefully. I am a lady boy, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and also like if you're bringing them to like your spot or whatever, like your hotel, like
Mm-hmm.
they have to show their ID, and they can't like you can't change you can't change what you were born with. I'm trying to be careful your channel. You can't change what you were born with. So If you were born with woman parts and you change it to man parts, it's
Mhm.
going to say F on your ID. You get me? And vice versa.
Right. No, definitely. I don't know how he missed this one. I
Yeah.
don't know how he got tricked, but
Okay.
apparently he did. So let me play it real quick. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I'm gonna try to fast forward it a little bit.
Who turned out
Hold on.
to
Can you
be
hear?
a
Let me know
lady
if you can
boy.
hear it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Thank you
Fast.
for watching the Black Filipino TV. Now today we're gonna get into this. Now this here is gonna be titled "Tranny Tricked in the Philippines." The guy was tricked by a tranny in the Philippines. Now it's a crazy situation, guys. One of my subscribers, he actually sent this to me, and he sent me his full story. And the thing was, he came out to the Philippines and he ran into some crazy circumstances, and I need to go home right now and actually read what he sent me because, guys, this is very intense. And it may not happen to a lot of you guys, but it happened to him, and it's been a nightmare for him. And actually, this is not funny at all. It's tragic. So, yeah, guys, I actually feel bad for him that this happened, but it does happen, and it can happen because out here in the Philippines, you have some really look like women. I mean, there's ways you can tell, but sometimes there could be some that are too good because other guys have been tricked in the past, and he was tricked. So let's get into the particulars of how he was tricked because he breaks down everything, love letters, everything. It's crazy. But guys, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it right now. All right, guys. Now let me get into this. Now before I get into it, I want to let you guys know I spoke to the person. He let me know that I can share the story. All right, so let's go. This is what it says here. I normally watch your video and just needed someone to vent to. I came to the Philippines on the 10th of April. 42-year-old black male. I came here in hopes to find a wife and settle down. Since I arrived, I've been struck with bad luck after bad luck. I started to do vlogs, but as a loner, I didn't have much friends and my video wasn't getting any traction. However, I don't know where to start with this nightmare. However, I just want to be forthcoming as possible. I went on Tinder, OK Cupid, Filipino Cupid, etc. to try and meet someone. That's that's red flag number one. You know, he came to the Philippines. He definitely shouldn't have been online dating. He should have been out talking to women. But let's get right into it. And he said, everyone I met kept asking me for money. The first girl I met as me for 40 first thing the first girl I met asked me for 40,000 pesos to replace the phone that she lost. Everyone I kept meeting had a story of their kids, family, and just a sad story, and all wanted me to help them. After 1 week, I said F this and just started to stay in my Airbnb. I was upset, didn't want to go outside because it seemed as though everyone just talked to me for my money, or I was ignored. Everyone in the Philippines seemed super nice and friendly. I didn't feel anyone would clutch their purse when I walked by or crossed the street. Everyone seemed inviting and very welcoming, so I just didn't understand why I couldn't meet a nice Filipina. I had dread I had dreaded it, so I decided to cut it off as I wasn't too sure if that was the reason why I wasn't meeting anyone who wanted a relationship based on love. While locked away in my Airbnb in Makati, I would occasionally go on Tinder. Finally, I met someone who turned out to be a ladyboy. We hung out the entire day, and at the end of the day, she gave me head. She was not interested in my money, of course she wasn't, or nothing. I ended up falling asleep with my clothes off. During the night, I felt something moist, but I have no idea why. I fell back to sleep. When I woke up, I asked her, was she doing something in my sleep last night? And she told me no. She claims that she was just hugging me. After questioning her several times over, she then told me she was a ladyboy and that she was just hard. I flipped out on her for that entire day, and for whatever reason, I decided to hang out with her. She took me to her family in Signal City to gig. I continued to hang out with her as she was showing me around the city. Yesterday, she went home for a change of clothes and didn't come back. This here is serious. This is a crazy situation. Um, and I feel bad for the brother. But in a way, there's always a sign where you would know. You know, when dealing with a lady boy, something will be off. Sometimes you have some that will be able to fool you. I've seen them out there. There are some that will be able to fool you, but still, something will give it away. Maybe the voice, or a lot of times you can tell because they're too feminine. You understand what I'm saying? Like regular woman, usually like there'll be some hardness to them. I know it sounds crazy, but you guys know what I mean. If you understand woman, you know, women are not super feminine.
I like the fact that he giving y'all like giving people the warning signs. You know, like this is what you look for. It's like he's helping people out because this story was crazy.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing it. That's enough.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to see. So, okay, what's your take on that? What you just watched?
I mean, unfortunately, the guy doesn't seem like a very savvy guy. He and I actually said this earlier. It's so funny. I actually said this earlier, man, because like don't go to these countries immediately looking for a wife. Like get to know the culture, understand the mannerisms, understand the people. Maybe they celebrate certain things, certain things that they do. Like you want to get immersed in the culture first, right? And so when you go there with the hopes of like meeting a wife, um men and from what I don't know this man, but what I can gather, he seems like a man that's overtly eager. And when you are overtly eager, you can get taken advantage of. Because he was saying that people were, oh, pay for my phone bill and on my telephone and pay for my family and stuff like that. Like, yeah. So what I had realized is like because I talk to people who have been to the Philippines. And so like a couple of guys were telling me, they said like if you meet a woman and she brings like let's say like her cousin and her friend or something like that on that date, leave immediately because they're expecting you to pay for her cousin or and her cousin's boyfriend or something like that. Like and see the thing is like when you go to these countries and not getting intel, like he would have got. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to do that. As far as as far as the transformer, if you will, like that is something that's like I don't know how he couldn't. I don't know how he didn't know. Like I just don't know. I just don't know how he didn't know. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I really feel bad and like I've heard stories of Transformers doing that, and there was this one story that came out of Chicago. I want to say this is maybe about like 3 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a young guy, it might have been like 19 or something like that, and hooked up with him with the person, and to find out that that person was a Transformer, he ended up deleting the person.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, as a man, like that can mess up with that can mess with your whole psyche because it's like like now if you say, hey, you know what, like I'm this, and the guy decides to go with that, okay, but like if you don't give that person an option, I and listen, I don't feel bad that person got deleted because you messing like that's messing with someone psychologically.
Yeah.
You don't want to play. You like that's a dangerous game.
I agree. Especially in this guy in the Philippines and his situation.
Hmm.
The guy gave him head, and then he woke up with feeling him wet, and then that's when he told him he was a lady boy. That's a violation.
Yeah, very much so.
But the thing that killed me is that he hung out with him afterwards.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm.
Whoa! Wait a minute, I missed that part.
You didn't hear it?
No, wait, whoa.
You
Whoa.
didn't hear that?
Yeah, I definitely missed that part. Oh man. Yeah, it's oh man.
Yeah, he hung out with him afterwards. The whole day he hung out, and then he said he just disappeared after that. Like he said he haven't heard from him after that day when they hung out.
He got ghosted.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So I must have missed that part. So I did hear that he got ghosted, but I thought what he said was that I thought what he said was that like he asked the person what was that wet thing, and then the next morning the person left. I didn't know like they hung out like him knowing what was going on, and then you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
okay,
Can you hear? I'm just gonna do a little audio so you can hear it again.
Can't blame that on the
Can you hear
alcohol.
that? Wait,
right.
can you hear this?
Maybe the voice. Or a lot of times you can
Y'all can
tell
hear?
because they're
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like regular woman. Usually, like there'll be some hardness to them. I know it sounds crazy, but you guys know what I mean. If you understand woman, when the
Wait,
women are
I
not
don't
super
think.
super
Let me
You
You
see.
have to
gotta go
rewind.
back further.
be off. Sometimes you have some that will be able to fool you
Hold
on
on.
her for that
Your
entire
daughter
day.
don't want to hear it again. You got to rewind it.
Yeah.
She claims that she was just hugging me.
There it go.
Questioning her several times over, she then told me she was a ladyboy and that she was just hard. I flipped out on her
Had the meat
and
all on the
that
booty.
entire
Here you go.
day,
Hold
and
on.
for whatever reason, I decided to hang out with her.
Oh no.
Gig.
Yeah.
I continued to hang out with her as she was showing me around the city. Yesterday, she went home for a change of clothes and didn't come back. This here, this is the crazy situation. Um,
Wow.
and I feel bad for the brother. I feel it's in a
I
way,
don't.
it's always a sign where you would know. You know, when dealing with a lady boy, something will be off. Sometimes you have some that will be able to fool you. I've seen them out there. There are some that will be able to fool you, but still, something to give it away. Maybe the voice, or a lot of times you can tell because they're too feminine. You understand what I'm saying? Like regular woman, usually like there'll be some hardness to them. I know it sounds crazy, but you guys know what I mean. If you understand woman, women are
Sound
not
like he was catching
super
feelings
feminine
for the lady boy.
at all, but then not how lady,
I
and then
think he
something to give it away. Maybe the shape in the hips, shoulders, something will be off to where you'll notice, wait a minute, no, something's wrong. Or just from the reactions, the natural reactions women have. When you're around women, you know. So
I don't think he fully regretted it.
No,
it's a
he
little
don't. He don't.
it is
Should I
crazy
stop it
too.
now? All right, let me
Yeah,
stop.
you
Yeah.
can stop it.
Actually, got up and
I
left
don't
out.
I don't feel like he fully regret. I mean, he regretted it to a degree, but he was so desperate he was willing to overlook it. Or I don't know, maybe he was trying to in his own psyche salvage his heterosexuality. But
Not by
I don't
continuing to
know.
hang out with a lady boy.
Yeah, like that's
But
just
like,
yeah.
was he in just some sort of denial? I don't know.
Cause once I find out that's a lady boy, I'm cutting it off right there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
like
he's
He talking about I hung out with him, went all over the tour the city and doing all this stuff.
Met
And
the family.
then next, yeah, then talking about the lady boy went to the parents' house to go get some change of clothes, never saw him again. I'm like,
Yeah,
nah,
he
man.
sounded like he felt he was sad that he never saw her again from
That's
the
what I'm saying. It
story.
sounds like he caught some
yeah,
feelings for the lady boy.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if he caught feelings while he thought it was a woman,
Yeah, he
and then
probably
after
was over
finding
there
out he
holding
was a
hands while they
man?
was touring the city and stuff. Like, come on.
yeah. I mean, like you could just tell, like you could just tell, like this wasn't like a self-aware man, because like he's talking about how the woman's asking him for money for her phone, and then just buying stuff, like, yeah, like, man, those are some real red flags, man. Like, any guy that meets a woman, and nothing has been established, and she's asking you for money, that is a red flag. Get out of there.
Huge red flag.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? This guy was so lonely. The way it sounds,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
there
yeah. He
by
was, yeah.
himself, had no friends. Everyone he met was trying to get money off him. Stayed in his Airbnb for I don't know how long by himself.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys ever think like the passport bros movement is like taking men who are too awkward and too naive and boosting them with just like the confidence to like almost as if you're setting them up for failure.
Well, this is
Not
that's
all not all awkward men are prepared to go overseas and swoop up. You know what I mean? It's like
no, that's a that's a
it seems
that's
like
a my fault. Go ahead, bro.
it seems like those who travel and talk about how great the women are, these are probably guys who didn't have problems getting women in the States. They may not have liked the women they were getting or may have had conflict, but they could at least get them.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, absolutely. I mean for me, like, I travel, like if I like I have like if I end up being with, like, marrying a woman who's from the States, I just know this. I am not going to be living in the States once my son, who's 8 now, well, who'll be 9 in a few months. So basically, in 9 more years, I'm out. So whoever my wife is, if she's from the States, she better be ready to leave. But
Yeah, I want to leave too. Like, I want to be one of those wives that's out.
Where do you plan on going, Melody? And you too, Kings.
oh well, I have a so right now I have an apartment in Medellin, Colombia. Um, so I don't know if I'm gonna live in Medellin, but it'll likely be somewhere in Colombia, though. It'll likely be somewhere in Colombia. I'm thinking maybe with my brother Andre. I actually saw Andre give you a cash app too. I'm a cash app, super chat, Melody.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so he lives in Cali, Colombia, and that's more like, I was saying this earlier to you on the phone, like that's like an Afro Colombian area. So like you got people that look like me and you, and Killer Swag or whatever, and like you would think like they just regular like American black people, but they speak fluent Spanish. So
Well, you can't really look at a person and know what they are because there's like a bunch of Afro Hispanic people everywhere. Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Colombians, Brazilians, everywhere. So
yeah, well, my point is right. Like, so, like the average black person, like if they flew to Colombia, like they might think like, oh, like that's just like a black person. They say, yo, what's up? And the next thing
they
the
just
person,
speak Spanish.
yeah, yeah, they're like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, yeah. That's
That's
funny.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. But yeah, like, um, for me, yeah, like I travel, but I've been traveling since I was 3 years old, and I have no issue getting women in the States, overseas. Yeah, there are some awkward men who go overseas. Like there's this one dude.
he actually was on this other content creators page. My man Razor Rays, and so he was saying he was talking to this Colombian woman for maybe about a year or so, and he was just like paying like all her stuff, like her rent, her phone bill, like he was
Hmm.
doing all these things, before he had met her, and um, and then like when he like when he got over there, like she would she would ghost him, and I think she did it like twice, and
Mhm.
so like I guess like I guess he threatened to not like pay stuff anymore. So she finally like met him or whatever. But I'm just like, yeah, there are some unfortunately there are some what we call Western Union poppies, and those are the dudes who basically are paying are paying and not getting what's the word I want to say, like equal value.
Mhm. Yeah.
What up, Prime VA 757? That's my dude right there.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool peoples.
You know, Melody, when we if we do our stream, there's something we need to discuss too.
What you want to
Is
discuss?
there's this assumption that when men go overseas, they're gonna find these hidden gems, But I think we also need to recognize that in a lot of these countries, the women aren't wifey material either. If you're one of these guys in the US and you're worried about a woman's body count, Brazil is not the place for you to go.
Mm.
They're not they're not chaste there. You know what I mean? I've been to Medellin as well, Kings.
Yeah, no doubt.
I was there for 3 months in 2008, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, so
Um,
I mean, it's been a while, but when I
yeah,
was
no
there,
worries. I
when
mean,
I
I
was
mean,
there, the couples were like the people there cheated on each other. They were notorious for cheating on one another. The women were a lot of the women were plastic. This was like back when there was still a strong narco influence in the area. I don't know what it's
okay.
like now.
Yeah.
But back then, there was a strong narco influence and a real superficiality that just permeated the whole culture.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like people cheated on each other routinely. So it's like these are also some things that men need to know. When you go over to Colombia, it's not even if the women are friendly, they may not be submissive in the way you think. The women
Well,
we were messing with were flakes. They would always just flake on us and just leave and go. It was just like I don't know. There was like a disconnect. One guy told me that it was because of the whole narco situation that it made the whole community lose a value, lose their value on life. The way that they viewed life, they didn't hold it in high regard, like the lives of others. It was just I don't know how to describe it. Just a really superficial. Everybody was, and it was actually, and they were even kind of a little bit racist too.
Oh, they was okay. So Kings, what do you have to say about that?
yeah, I mean, so you're talking about something that happened in 2008 to 2000, to we're in 2023. So we're talking, almost 20 years ago. So a lot of things have changed, and Prime is right. So Stratos is like different like sections of areas in Colombia. So like 5 and 6 are the high. So it's one through six. So like if you're in the area 4 through 6, you're in a good area. But if you're in like 1 or 2, then you're basically in the hood. But
I was in Parque Poblado.
yeah. You mean yeah, Poblado.
I
So
don't know what Poblado is.
But you mean Parque Lleras, because Parque Lleras is a section of Poblado, but there's no Parque Poblado. So it's El Poblado, and then you have Parque Lleras, which is like a little section of the Strata 5 in Medellin, which is El Poblado. That's what my apartment is. So, as far as like the woman, like, flaking on you and stuff like that, that's like that hasn't happened to me. Like, if the woman doesn't want to hang out with you, like, she's just gonna say like she just doesn't want to hang out with you. Like, if anything, if you try to cancel on her, like, she gets pissed off. So I don't know how it was back in 2008, but in 2000, I haven't been there yet
Oh,
in 2023, but in 2022, no, it's completely different. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying my experience and your experience is different because I've been going there since 2020, and I haven't been flaked on or anything like that. Like, I actually was in a long-term relationship with the woman there.
okay. Like I said, I mean, I know it's been a while.
Yeah.
So
I mean, things changing. You said, like, like they had like the narcos and stuff like that. So it's definitely different. Um, it's
yeah,
definitely
like
different. But what I would say is that for a guy, if he wants like a quality woman, you're better off getting cool with a local and then getting introduced to that woman from the local. But if you go to like if you go to Parque Edis now, like, it's really really bad because they like what they're doing right now. You get dudes like scopolamine, which is this drug that basically knocks you out, and they're basically getting robbed and stuff like that. Like, it's gotten really bad in Parque Edis. So you don't want to go there. You wanna get cool with a local and meet a quality woman there, or you want to go to like the malls, somewhere where she has a job. Because if you go to Parque Yetis, like, yeah, she may be like high quality as far as when it comes to looks, but she's low quality, and when it comes to like her standards.
well, I mean, I don't want to shit on the country. I mean, I did meet decent people there. I still have people I kept in touch with since. Good
My
people.
bad, Dre. Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. I'm laughing at Dre. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
you. Colombianas flake on grandmas and friends. It wasn't you. It's part of the culture. Hey, Dre, I don't know. Dre, I haven't really been flaked on like that though.
Wait,
is that
finish
your
reading
brother?
it. First of all, thank you, Andre, again.
Oh,
Andre
sorry about that. My fault.
Crossing for the Colombian money. 10,000. Thank you. Go ahead. Read it again, Kings, if you
Oh,
can.
sorry, my bad. Sorry, because I'm when the super chat pops up with him, I'm thinking I'm on my channel.
Yeah.
But my bad. So it's not you. Colombianas flake on grandma and friends. It wasn't you. It's just part of the culture. I'm reading it like Dre. My
Yeah.
wife BFF flaked her yesterday.
Oh man.
No, but I mean, so I haven't experienced that. I haven't experienced that. But what I also do is, though, I have like several plans in place. Like, if I'm like going on like if I'm going on a date with like multiple ladies, like I'll have like plan A, plan B, plan C, or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Nah.
that is the third super chat he sent for the show. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Like, I'm not discouraging people from going there. Just
Dre,
that,
where's my super chat? I was live today too, man. Hey, man. Nah, go ahead, bro.
yeah, I'm not discouraging people from going. I'm just letting them know that it's not the utopia some guys will make it out to be. For example, we were just talking about the Philippines and ladyboys. Thailand is the same thing. You know, if you're someone here who's hyper upset about the trans movement here, Don't go to the Philippines. Don't go to Thailand because it's even worse. You know.
Yeah,
So
no, I agree with that. I mean, on a serious note, and then I'm gonna drop off. But um, well, on a serious note, like it's important, like because what I do is like I'll give consultations for people like first time travelers to like Medellin, especially with what I just mentioned, like with everything that's going on, like you have to be very careful. And I set them up with a driver and stuff like that to make sure like that they're safe and put them in a safe area. But what's important to note is that you have to tell the good and the bad, as you mentioned, Mister Know It All. Like it's not just all roses. Like yes, there are better opportunities, but don't think like you can't get taken advantage of, no
Mhm.
matter what country you're in, because there's gonna be good people and bad people. So us as travelers, we have to let these people know, like, all right, if you're gonna go to Colombia, or if you're gonna, someone that lives in Brazil or frequents Brazil a lot, like, all right, if you're gonna go to this part of Brazil, you listen, like this and this may happen. And Mr. Know yeah, absolutely. Good for people to know the good, bad, and ugly. Yep,
That's
absolutely.
why I'm happy that I spoke about this ladyboy thing. Not to discourage anybody from going, but just to be aware, guys. Please, just because a lot
but
of them
also
think
just to realize that the type of options you're seeking, right? If you're traveling abroad specifically to date and meet women and maybe find a wife, you should know what traits these women share with the women in America and what traits are different.
Mhm.
So that's why I mentioned Brazil. Like you hear guys complain a lot about body count. In Brazil, you're gonna have that worse than what
No, that's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, and but that was one of the things. Like that was one of the things that like was kind of misconstrued, if you will, with the whole Austin situation. Like, and I said this earlier on my stream. I don't know if you watched it from the beginning, but I mentioned this earlier. Like what he was saying on the beach when he was talking to the woman. He was just asking her like, if you like me, would you give me a kiss? She said, yeah. If you like me, would you go home with me? And basically, it was just like what he was trying to get at was that if you are into me, like we're not gonna waste time. We're gonna make it happen. That's basically what the conversation was basically about. And so I understand what you're saying, Mister Know It All. Like there are some, there are some that are like that.
Yeah, facts. I mean, and that's another thing. The women in Brazil, like me and you talked about, are straightforward, like in other countries,
Yes,
straightforward. The women
exactly.
here, they'll use you for dinner dates. They'll be
Yep.
dinner whores. They won't even be feeling you, not even a little bit, but they want to spend your money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said this on my stream earlier. There was an article that came out in the summer in the New York Post, and so what would happen is these women, they would go on these dating apps, right? They would go on these dating apps, Tinder, Bumble, whatever. I can't remember like some of the names, but anyway, they would go on these apps, connect with a guy, and go out to dinner with the guy. And what they would do is they would get like, I guess, like enough food for like to last them a couple of days,
Mm-hmm.
and then basically just ghost the guy. And they called it foodie calls.
Mm-hmm. Foodie calls. That's
that
funny.
is one thing I did notice in Brazil. I took this one girl out, and when I tried to pay, she wouldn't let me. And when I asked her why, she said, "Because I'm not your girlfriend yet."
In Brazil?
Yeah,
Oh, See, that's something an American woman wouldn't do.
Yeah, right. No, you're right. I would say yeah, right. Like I meant, yes, you are absolutely correct, Melody.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that definitely wouldn't happen.
Mm-mm.
That definitely wouldn't happen. Yeah, even if you tried to go Dutch, she would try to walk out like, what are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, yeah, all right.
And
It's about 3:30. I'm about to knock out here, but
Me too.
yeah.
Everybody got final thoughts before I go?
Um, I'm
yeah,
not
get some
sure.
sleep, Melody.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't know how you stay up so late on the East Coast. I bet
I
you have
don't
to
do
work in
that.
the morning too, right?
I do.
What time?
I do. Oh, what time I gotta work? I gotta be there by 9 o'clock. What time is it?
Sheesh.
19?
Three. Yeah,
Let me just get a couple of hours of sleep, take my shower, and I'll be fine.
yeah.
I'm already sick a little bit. I know you hear it in my nose, but I'll be all
It,
right.
it ain't that bad.
It's not as bad as I thought, right?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Melody, I gotta
Um,
say, you are dedicated. That
Thank you.
you're gonna be you would deprive yourself of sleep just to let us discuss Passport Bros.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I love the conversations that you guys have. Honestly, I just like listening to y'all. Like, I'll host, but I like to fall back and just let y'all talk most of the time.
right.
Because
Yeah.
it's educational. You learn a lot. Like, I have learned a lot from you guys in the past couple of years. So that's what I'm about.
Hmm.
Well, for my final thoughts, I just want to wish everybody a good night. I'm gonna go to sleep too. I gotta work in the morning.
What time?
Uh, my job's flexible. Really, I can show up anywhere from 7:30 to 10:30.
Oh, lucky you. I'm sure you're going in at 10:30.
Yeah, closer to 10:30 than 7:30. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All
So,
right.
all
Well,
right then. I'll talk to you.
talk
All
to
right.
you. Oh, and we got to do our show. Well, I'll email you so we can talk about our show.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Good
Later.
night. Okay. Good night.
Deuces.
Swag. What are your
Yo.
final thoughts?
Oh man. I'm gonna just stick with the final thoughts that I said before anybody came up here.
Oh, you did give your final thoughts already.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. All right. Well, since everybody got it all out, their final thoughts. Oh, I got another
that's
people.
four.
That's four. Thank you again, Andre and Andrea Love Crossing, for the 20,000 COP. I really appreciate it.
Colombian pesos.
Yes, the Colombian pesos. He says, good show, Melody. Keep them coming. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you so much. I appreciate you and I appreciate all of my supporters. I love you guys. I will be having a show tomorrow. Kings and Dreams will be debating Mrs. Classic Ruby about the manosphere.
Oh boy.
So check it out at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's
Don't
going to
be
be
too tough
fun.
on her, man.
Right? It's going to be fun. I can't wait because both of you guys are great debaters. You're a good debater, and so is Ruby. So this is going to be an interesting show. But
Well, have a good
Yeah,
show tomorrow, Melody.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
so am I.
Well, have a
Can't.
good show and knock 'em dead, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're not pulling up, bro?
I don't know.
He pulling up. No,
Also,
he
Melody,
gonna
you
pull
just
up.
know. You
I
just
just know.
know.
I just know you're gonna pull up. Yeah.
She Bulgari you. She like you pulling up.
He
only
gonna
thing
pull up.
I'm gonna only thing I'm gonna say is if you see them two eyes in the chat, you know who in there.
I know who it is. Yeah. All right. Oh, something else I got. Mr. Know It All, another one of my supporters. Thank you so much, Mr. Know It All, for the $10 super chat. He says nothing to say.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Shoot, I
Nothing.
sent you a $10 cash app.
Yeah. Oh, you sent me a cash app?
Yeah, it was a while ago though.
Thank you so much. Let me see. Did you leave a message with it?
Yeah, I did.
Let me see. Let me get to it.
Do you know how to do you know how to like save your super chats just in case like if you aren't able to like read them in time like if you have like a whole panel going on or something or if you're in the middle or something.
No, I
Hmm.
don't. You have to show me. Oh, you mean like to star it?
Yes.
Yeah, Ruby does that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you star it, it'll stay there so you can read it much later.
Okay, that's better because I can read everything at the end, right?
Uh yeah, or whenever you have a moment to pause, you know what I mean. It's good, it's good to acknowledge people sooner rather than later. But like, if you have a break in conversation, you know what I mean.
Yeah, just take a commercial break between the debates to read the super chats, and then Ruby and
There
Kings
you
and
go.
Dreams
I
go
like
right
that.
back to it.
That's a perfect idea.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks for that. Oh, and thank you for the soup for the cash app. I don't see it, but I know it's there. But thank you
Mm,
so much for the cash app
no
from
doubt.
you. Thank you so much, Mr. Noto, for the super chat. Thank you everybody for the super chats that sent it to me. I appreciate your support. Thank you, Kings and Dreams, for coming on and supporting me as usual.
Yep, yep, yep.
I
Thank
pulled
you.
up to the homie stream too when he was
Yes,
streaming.
thank you for pulling up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I see he had a full
Oh,
panel over there.
Did you go to Kings and Dreams you talking about?
Yeah, I was over there for a split second.
oh, you pulled up, man. Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't see me. I was in the chat.
Nah, so well, so I was like, so I was going off by myself for like 2 hours. So you must have came right after that then.
Yeah, I came when you had a full panel up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. I probably didn't catch that, man. But thank you for pulling up anyway, man. I appreciate it.
No doubt,
Yeah.
man.
And everybody subscribe to Kings and Dreams
Yes.
Yeah, subscribe to the home.
and subscribe to my boy Killer Swag.
Oh,
He's a king, you know.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
subscribe to me. Weirdo Club coming soon.
Yes. Can't wait for that. All right, guys. Well, good night.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you all, man. Appreciate it.
Good
Thank
night and
you.
deuces to everybody, y'all.
Deuces. Good night. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.